Animal.
It's a pack animal, and so we need the strength or whatever, and its carry weight. So you have the ability to keep track of it for everyone because it's the communal pack thing because we're doing the variant encumbrance.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da-da. Shameless plug. Come sit in on some peeps playing some D&D if you want or not.
Nameless self-promotion.
I'm not your parent. Shameless self-promotion. Yeah, that's a pretty solid token for Winna there, Trina.
Thanks.
That's real prissy.
A very pressy, very bitchy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen the Blaine Empire?
What?
No.
Blaine Empire. Okay, so it's on Netflix, and it is essentially like American Crazy Rich Asians, not a bit, not like a movie, but just like a reality TV show.
What's your guys' Dice Cloud usernames or emails that are associated?
Great question.
Oh, you're not currently streaming yet.
Oh, am I not?
Streaming. So the live streaming isn't available right now.
What? I hit start.
Through that link.
Oh.
Could not tell you what my username is.
I have
And
to.
I don't fucking remember what email I used for
See,
it.
it says concurrent viewers too at 9:33.
Maybe it's just me then. Maybe I can't.
Looking at the turkey now. Oh, page not found.
That's why I said I need your usernames so I can
Yes,
share
my
it with
username is capital T. Trina B loves you. I will put it in the thing.
Is the
You
B
didn't set
capitalized?
Should I set a username?
I didn't have a username.
Well, or your email.
So it is now Arntz Jordan 013.
ARNTZ
Yep.
0123
013.
013.
At Gmail.
A capitalized.
Yes. Well, that's for the share thing.
Yes.
I'll have to give you an email address because it doesn't seem to
I'm just gonna set a
want
username.
to let me set a username.
Did you say it's just
You ready?
013? Because it's not letting me saying user not found for that.
I go through. Well, the issue is I log in through. Actually, yeah, I don't have email either because I log in through Google.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Just send me your Gmails.
That was my Gmail.
Is it just Arnt013?
Yeah.
ARNTZ.
NTZ.
013.
Yeah, but it doesn't count for Dice Cloud probably.
I don't know why.
Yeah, like
wouldn't.
Because you're not entering
on
in
mine,
your email.
But
the space where it says email is just blank.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine too.
Did you guys click
I also
on
can't log in with my email normally.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Trina and Trevor.
I put my email in the group chat. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
I set
but
my
it's there.
username as yaboyjj69.
You know, you could have just
Nice.
done something like simpler than that.
Yeah, but I
Mine's
want my
Gallery.
username to be that, so
Mine won't take. Like I keep clicking to
I
do
will
it,
send
and
it
it just
in
keeps being
the
blank.
chat.
Can we not speak over each other also? That'd be fantastic.
Putting it in notes.
Just put it in
You
reference.
could just copy paste it.
Just,
What?
Just put it in reference.
Oh, reference? Okay. You just copy and paste it.
Madison, user not found.
Yeah, and it doesn't even give me an opportunity to add an email. Like there's nothing I can even click there, and I don't know why it won't set my username. Because I've done it several times and it just keeps staying blank.
You sure you're logged in?
I have the option to sign out, so I assume I'm logged in.
When I message ad won't see if he can
Okay.
see the stream. Cause
I think it might be me. What's your account name?
on YouTube, house rules 2 words capitals for H capital R.
Oh, Cameron, did you send me turkey?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
King Christ.
Only one's popping up. I don't think it's you.
No.
Considering as it has 2,000 subscribers.
I could be real popular and you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny, the second one on there, one of their people uses my name.
What?
Lighter Rulers.
Lighter rulers. Remarkably similar.
I'm just throwing food on turkey.
Oh, okay. Well, Advil says he can't see it either. And who's the second person viewing this? Weird.
Are there 3 people viewing it now? I just hopped on.
Live says saying live stream isn't available right now. That's what he sees. And that's what you said you see too. I wonder if
Ah, there you are. Okay, I think it's your link.
okay, because I'm on the
Yeah.
other thing. Do you want to send me the link?
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
Because I wonder if it's because I'm on the
Studio.
yeah, because I'm in studio. I took the one.
Oh, it's so weird hearing my own voice.
Yeah, I plan to never, ever, ever visit the live stream for this reason.
Oh yeah, no. Why would you visit the live stream when you're in it? I just
Yeah,
have to
you're
have
like-
it open so I can look at, make
Like,
sure it's
specifically,
going.
probably shouldn't look at
Yeah.
the comment section at all, because that's how they do it in Critical Role and other places. Is they just never look at the comment section.
Yeah, I'll probably just pretend the whole thing doesn't exist.
That's
I mean,
completely
yeah.
fair. That's.
Until we get famous, of course.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, then I'm gonna make bank off it.
Then we'll make
Where's
that
the-
money.
Trina, is there a way for me to copy your trail rations so that I can just...
What you
Bless ya.
can do Here. How many trail rations do you want?
I also have 14 days worth.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Okay, cool. Everyone
just
is.
change it to 28.
Yeah, that is the correct way to do that. As I doubt any of you will want any of you individually to starve to death.
Yeah, I was gonna give the turkey my rations as well. I also have 14.
They weigh a
Give
lot.
him-
The trail
give him
rations
mine.
weigh
Yeah.
a lot.
The rations are also all I need to get rid of.
Uh,
So let's see here.
So this should already
So
be
should I
set up-
just
Sorry, go ahead.
take those out of my inventory
Oh
then?
shit.
yes, just take them out of your inventory and
Okay.
add them to the turkey.
Just
If-
Katrina, I
I-
believe, is adding them to the turkey.
Yes.
Okay, then
There
So
are
I can just
3
delete
people's
them.
worth of rations.
Can somebody tell me?
So I carry 13 pounds, and then after 60, and then 120, 180, and 360.
yeah.
Okay.
If you click on your carry weight, it tells you what the effects are. Like right now, your turkey is moving 10 feet slower.
Already? Jesus.
Just from the rations?
It has
They're
eight,
heavy.
has
It's
84
84 pounds.
94 pounds.
Oh
Oh, with the
my-
rope. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of rations. They're 2 pounds each. God damn.
2 pounds each. Dried fruit, hardtack,
mean,
jerky, stuff like that.
I could take 10 days of rations off of the turkey. Because I've got like 40 pounds to work with.
I mean, it moving 10 feet slower. It has a fly speed of 120.
Oh, well. Then.
Your travel pace will be impacted slightly, but that's kind of irrelevant because
Yeah.
there is no known way to find an easy distance between 2 points and calculate travel distance.
Yeah, so it's kind of
So-
just like wander aimlessly through the clouds until you get there.
We'll get there when we get there. Exactly.
Can someone give me the weight and value of a bedroll, considering that I deleted mine without actually inputting that information?
If you do items in add item from library, bedroll's in the library of default items because it's in the player's handbook equipment, so you don't have to. Do
Okay,
that.
well I named it Bedroll Oakley. Will you just go to your inventory for me for a second?
I'll just add a
Just a minute.
bedroll. Again, all of you should probably have a bedroll.
7 pounds, 1 gold piece.
I added it.
7 pounds for a bedroll? That makes sense. Though. I wonder if this is set, or if it never set.
I like one of you changed the color of turkey to brown.
I did that.
Which of them are... I know obviously it's not evil, but what's the name of our thing in Roll20?
I'll get that in just a second.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, we probably don't have that,
you
do
do
we?
not have that yet, no.
Because we've only played this one in person before.
Yes. I accidentally.
I
All
failed
these
at making
pictures I'm
peanut
trying
butter
to-
fudge.
The soap is weightless. I don't have to put that on the turkey.
Everyone knows that soap is weightless.
All
Ivory
these
soap.
pictures I'm trying to find for my token are too sexy.
Ivory soap is weightless because it's the soap that floats. Where's the fucking player link for this?
Cameron, didn't I come with a college level textbook?
Oh, that wasn't on your character sheet. But yes, you do have that.
I also have
I have
drugs.
to work against our weight carried.
I don't actually care.
It's gotta be a pretty heavy book, right?
Where's the...
It's a college level chemistry book.
I mean,
Is it chemistry or
probably chemistry or biology. I've got a college level bio book right next to me. I can confirm it is heavy.
Are you guys ready to cringe?
yes.
Oh yeah, you guys will be. Trina, you'll love it. You'll love it.
I completely forgot that you're the only person I've talked to this about.
Actually, I should probably put this in.
Wait,
Who
where is
talked to
it?
about this?
I'll put it in. I'll put it in reference. Yeah, you're the I'm the only one who knows the horror that is about to be unleashed by Lightning's character. Oh, did you like the file name I sent you as?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
When I asked what your name was, I had already decided I wasn't going to type your name out.
I figured. You were like, oh, I don't need it anymore, and then I saw Weeb, and I was like, that's mine. I actually didn't even see your message telling me that you finished it. I just saw the backup appear. We're like, there's my character.
There it is. Has everyone had a chance to look over the stuff they can do?
Skimmed.
I'm an artificer.
I'm a rogue. That's pretty much why I skimmed, because
You skimmed, but you're a swashbuckler rogue, which means things.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You need to know what your abilities do, Jordan. You also have 2 feats. 4 if you count the
Well,
ones at the
I'll
end of
look
your
at
legs.
them.
I didn't add the stuff from Tasha's. The little like optional class features from Tasha's. I couldn't be bothered to copy and paste all of those over. Trina, a note for you. You have more cantrips than you're supposed to. We're not going... I don't think I'm going to let you pick more cantrips as you level. Because of that.
I also have a lot of level 1 spells.
You prepare your spells every morning. So you'll read through your spellcasting section. I don't know how many it is. If it's like every other class, it's probably your intelligence modifier plus your artificer level. So you'll be able to prepare 8 spells a day. But because when we converted over from Pathfinder, you had so many attacking alchemist things, and there's so many like direct comparisons or whatever to cantrips, I gave you the elemental cantrips for that regard. So you'll be able to preserve that kind of aspect of your character.
How many cantrips do wizards get?
A level 4 wizard? I'm unsure. Probably 3. 3 or 4 a day.
I have the spells I have, right? Or do I prepare them?
You prepare your leveled spells, your cantrips, you know.
Okay.
As a druid, you know all druid spells.
Yes, you know all
right?
druid spells, but you don't know any of them. You prepare them every morning. You just have access to the list. For all druid spells.
Best way to do a druid is to get a list of prepared spells that you keep every single time.
Yeah.
And then switch them out.
That-
when
Just
you
like
need
you
to.
do with Bree.
I was about to say that's what I'm going to do either way. So
That's the general consensus when you're a prepare caster. Trevor, do you get everything you do?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. Could I switch the expertise and proficiency in deception to persuasion? That's more what I was imagining
See,
with that.
I had it as persuasion. I was going back and forth, but I decided on deception because that's more what your character is doing from their perspective.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I thought long and hard on that, where I'm like, persuasion, deception, and also you had your father or whatever had that kind of that upbringing.
Oh, fair. Okay,
So
that makes sense.
There were a few things kind of weighting in that direction.
Wait,
Guys
does
are
Trevor
roboting
have
for
daddy
me.
issues?
I think it's on your end, Jordan,
that is
because
just
I
your
can
end.
hear Cameron fine.
Yeah.
Lit.
I forgot that I muted Jordan last time. Let me unmute him.
Did you mute me?
Specifically because every time I heard you speak, I heard you through Madison, so it was
Oh,
giving me
yeah.
the
That's-
worst headache.
Yeah, I do that a lot too.
Yep. Yeah.
So I just
yeah, and
muted you.
mine happened to have disconnected at that exact same moment.
Alright, so everyone is now familiar with their characters or reading through what they do.
Currently reading it.
Madison, I
Don't
know
forget-
you read through your subclass stuff already. I don't think there's any notes.
Yeah, I'm
for
looking
you.
through it again real quick. I'm still trying to find a token.
Don't forget to do exclamation point char followed by your character name, even after you upload it, because uploading it won't actually switch your active character.
Thank you.
Yep.
I had forgotten to do that. It seems like it should.
You also
Yeah.
should change
So
your
it's
name
confusing.
on Dice Cloud, Madison, from Hazel Restored to Hazel.
If you go to Persona, it'll fix it.
Same thing
Thank
with you, Trevor.
you.
You're also as Ash
Okay.
Restored.
Yep.
And then it's also Oakley Restored.
Yep. Changing it right now. And you just do exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark update should fix it. Yeah, because like that's safe
Said
update for Hazel.
update?
Yes, exclamation point update. Updated save data for Oakley.
My name on the page still says Oakley Restored though, and I don't know why that is. Okay.
I couldn't tell you why that, but it says Oakley and Avray, so that's what matters to me. Oh,
Start with my familiar cast.
yeah, you have if you're familiar.
Okay, cool.
And
So I
then-
probably won't prepare it.
Yeah, no, it's a ritual spell anyway. You
I
don't.
thought you still had to have it prepared for it,
No.
even if it was a ritual. Oh,
No.
you don't? Oh, okay.
Not as a wizard. If you have it in your book, you can cast it.
Oh,
And also, you could cast it anyway, as without it being a ritual for free, because you're a tome wizard.
yeah.
So, yeah, you have your familiar. Don't have to worry about that. I'm trying to think if there's any other weird little things. Trina, just for now, I'm going to say when you're preparing your spells, try to pick things that could be alchemy adjacent, even if they're like sort of a stretch. Like I had to pick a couple of your infusions or whatever, and they were kind of stretches for being something that you coming from the normal earth world basically would be able to do, like the returning weapon. I'm like, oh, it could be
Yeah.
like a sticky goop or something, like a really
Yeah.
elastic glue or something, or the plus.
And like enhanced weapon, I just make it.
You have
I-
like a oil or something on it.
Yeah,
You polish it and make it better.
mind sharpener.
Um,
It's a special.
you make Adderall.
We're doing infused oils.
We're doing infused oils.
Oh, Adderall. That's probably a better. She did Adderall. She didn't do Adderall. She sold Adderall. That was part of her backstory.
I didn't realize Willow sold drugs. Didn't
She
realize
sold drugs.
I didn't realize Willow was a drug dealer. How is this
I,
not come
uh,
up with the
My
people in
cat
your
left
party?
us a gift.
Did
My
you
cat
not
left us a
read?
gift.
How kind.
What had happened was Willow's in high school. First of all, daddy issues.
Oh, okay, it was in high
TM.
school, not in college.
Yeah, it was in high school. She sold drugs in high school and then framed the girl that was fucking her dad.
Okay, got it. I
Yeah,
didn't.
normal shit.
I didn't remember that part being written down in your backstory. So I appreciate you bringing that up to illuminate everyone.
Yes.
Oh, that was literally never once mentioned the entire time. The last time.
Yeah, you don't know
Because
that.
That's
oh, what
why
the
I was-
fuck wouldn't you tell me? I'm a drug dealer. We could be friends.
Willow
Otherwise, I
doesn't-
think you're a prissy bitch.
Yeah.
Willow doesn't respect
prefers
you.
that.
I don't respect her either. It's fine.
Willow respects Hazel.
And adores Flame.
Yes.
Alright.
I just love how all of our names are tree based. It's fantastic.
That's not on purpose.
Kaede's Japanese
Well, it
from
was-
Maple.
It was on accident at first, but then I think once we realized we did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I 100% chose my character's name
Yeah.
because it was a tree.
I
Oh yeah, Jordan and I both went for it.
I brought it up. I'm like, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's a funny
You
thing
should.
that
We were
happens.
like,
Throwing
so
it
we have
out
to.
there.
But we have to. Exactly. All right, so a refresher for shout out to chat, I guess. Who knows nothing, and a refresher to Hazel, Willow, Oakley, and new knowledge to Trevor and Jordan, but old knowledge for Kaede and Ash. we are in floating islands in the sky, where the world is up above the clouds, shifting, moving. There's not really any maps, because all the different islands and things move relative to nothing. Just kind of shift and weave. There are people who travel mostly by bird. Horses and such aren't a big deal. It's mostly flying birds, giant birds, not flying birds.
They do fly.
They do fly, but they are big birds that you can ride on. And you guys were about to join an organization who I forgot the name of. And God help me if I knew where I put that note down. So we're just going to be generic for now. And just call yourselves hunters. And the hunters have a few different categories and arms beneath them, depending on what kind of combatant they are. There's the people of St. Leon, who are heavy armor specialists. There are the people of St. Rene, who are light armor fighters and skirmishers. St. Marta are casters, inventors, and the like. St. Marianne are archers and
I sure wish I
ranged.
could hear anything.
And then St. Ash is the saint of rogues, thieves, and scoundrels. And you guys had just completed a trial to become full members of the Hunters at the initiate rank of Companion in Arms. You, three of you are being promoted following a three-tiered trial by combat against known members. You fought against a really annoying bard who you hadn't met. You fought against Flane, the archer and your kind of initial mentor into this strange new world that you all find yourselves in. After all, you all have come from this world of Earth in the past, 2019, the far gone year, and have no real clue of if you can get back or not. So you guys are kind of stuck trying to figure out what to do and find yourself in this world. Alright. You have been brought down some stairs, deep underground in this floating island that you had been brought to, following your trial by combat, where Hazel, to the crowd's uproar, transformed into a bear before their eyes and began mauling their friends in order to prove their worth. Willow throwing bombs and such, and Oakley doing sneaky rogue things, stabbing and shooting. Proving your worth, and are being taken down deep into this island by the knight commander of the guild you are joining, Gilbert, to a kind of semicircle room with a large brass chandelier hanging from the ceiling, illuminating it. And set around, spaced throughout, are these 5 different statues, each pertaining to one of the different saints. And he beckons forward to the 3 of you to stand in front of him beneath the chandelier. As he reaches out to shake each of your hands and congratulate you. Going You have proven yourself worthy in combat and righteous in action enough to be admitted into our guild. Before you stand the 5 statues of each of the saints of old, given shape and artist's rendition. I would like each of you to stand before the statue of the saint whom you think you embody the most, and you shall be admitted to their order. And he kind of broadly gestures to these different statues. Each person on the statues are riding a different style, a different type of bird mount. Saint Leon, or Leon, Saint Leon is riding atop an eagle, a mighty eagle, wings abreast, great sword in hand. Saint Rene.
Leon was what? Was
heavy armor.
heavy.
Saint Rene, the skirmisher's light armor fighter, is sitting atop a falcon in dive, spear and shield in hand. Saint Marta is sitting atop an owl, back straight, nose looking down in a large book she's holding in one hand with a staff in the other. And then Saint Marianne is the archers and rangers, and she is on a hawk, drawing back a bow, looking off into the distance, aiming a shot. And Saint Ash is ducked down low on a raven. So,
Rogue, I assume.
yes, the rogue.
Marta was mage.
Yes, casters and mentors.
Cool. I'm just writing them down.
Masters and inventors?
Casters and mentors. Yes.
Do you mind plunking that in reference for me?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I mean, it's really, you guys should be taking notes in notes.
I can put it in notes instead.
Got it.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. There are 5 statues in front of you for the 3 of you.
I mean, do we all have to choose different ones?
No, if you want to choose the same ones, you can. But the choice is yours. You don't even have to do one that fits you necessarily. It's just these are the typical orders and the people who will be encountered within them, the kind of subgroups and factions within this larger guild.
The Clintons?
What one is Flane in?
Flane is Saint Rene. Or sorry, Flane is
That
Saint
makes
Marianne.
sense.
Marianne, because she's a range. She uses bows.
I'm trying to decide between Marta and Marianne.
I'm going with the Raven. And I kind of asked the Rogue one. Also, I like ravens.
Willow will go over to Saint Marta by the owl.
Okay. Hazel's the hesitant one.
Yeah. Hmm. I guess I'll probably go with Marianne.
St. Marianne. Alright. Each of you steps in front of your respective statue. Gilbert instructs each of you to place, get down on one knee and place one hand on the base of the statue. And verbally swear to uphold the decency of mankind, the virtues that the goddesses, or the goddess rather, who raised the world from the dark corruption below, and to protect all who need and desire it, and that you dedicate yourselves to helping others before yourself.
I do that. All that stuff you said, I do it.
All that stuff you said, I do. Okay.
I declare that I will
I pledge allegiance
follow the
to
decency of
flag.
mankind, the virtues of the goddess who raised the world from the dark corruption below, and protect all who desire it. I dedicate myself to helping others. At far before helping myself.
Hazel has done it. Willow has done it. Is Oakley taking the plunge?
Do I have to dedicate myself to the betterment of whatever the fuck?
That was part of the oath.
That is part of the oath, yes. To dedicate yourselves in helping
I guess
others.
I'm not like a bad person, but I mean, I don't want to go around crime fighting. I'm not Batman. I can make that reference.
He just kind of looks at you like, what?
Nothing. It's
He kind of shakes
from
his
my
head.
homeworld.
What?
My home, you know, far away. Remember, we told you that we were from far away from here?
Oh, Chicago.
It's a story.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a story from my home.
The
Oh,
magnificent land of
The
Chicago.
magnificent land of Chicago. He
The bat people,
Gilbert
they're crazy.
kinda-
Don't worry about him.
hears your trepidation and hesitation. He goes over and puts a gentle hand on your shoulder and kind of clanks his heavy plate mail. And he goes, I almost said son. I forgot that you're playing a woman.
You can call me son, I don't care.
Daughter has a different vibe
daughter
to
has
it,
a different
for
vibe
sure.
to it, and it doesn't sound right. Oakley, I understand your hesitation, but this is just the oath that must be taken in order to join our ranks. We will not keep you here against your will if you decide that this is not for your own personal embetterment, but in order to go on and carry on with this path that you have dedicated some time to, we will request that you take the oath.
Alright, I guess. And I put my hand on it and say the thing.
Say the thing. Okay. So as each of you have sworn your allegiance, he walks over to the statue of Saint Leone, and which he is a part of, and kind of reaches back to the behind the statue and pulls this kind of a hidden little lever, revealing
Which one is Leone again? Sorry.
heavy armor. Eagles. Pulls a lever, and you see below the chandelier where you were all standing before, the floor begins sliding out in this round circle area, opening up to the clouds below before they kind of begin billowing up into the space, and you see this spiral staircase going down, down, 20, 30 feet or so before
Down, really around.
heading into a small corridor. He says, "Follow me," and leads you down this kind of perilous stairwell to a very loud room full of 3 or so of the different types of mounts in their full majesty, being tended to by some various stable hands cleaning out hay and things, giving them food and such. And he walks forward and he gestures to each of you and says, now that you have all sworn your oaths, you have the right to a mount. I understand if you would prefer your traditional songbirds that you have been with for thus far, but these are much more well-trained creatures and could serve you well in much more dangerous situations. They're very less timid, provided you can earn each of their respects. So,
We appreciate this opportunity to impress you, sir.
and he's like, "There's plenty more for you, for that." And he kind of gestures. He says, "Go forward to find a bird that you might think fits your temperament. Oakley, have your choice of raven or crow. Willow, one of these fine owls, and Hazel, an elegant falcon." Right? That was the
Hawk.
hawk. I was looking at the wrong one. Yes, an elegant hawk. So, do you guys approach one of the stables?
Darn right.
Oh gosh.
I'm torn. I really like my American goldfinch, but the hawk seems like it would probably be a more practical choice.
Oh god, please turn that off.
Oh.
Probably also faster.
Yeah,
Yes.
at least in sprints. It's definitely more attuned for combat or stressful situations, which you could very well find yourselves in. So,
Somebody remind
What are
me
you guys
how to make the people thing get out of my view on Roll20.
I'll help you.
Click on the gear, and then there's an option that says player avatar size, names only. Right. So, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to the Great Horned Owl if they have the opportunity to.
Okay. You walk up to a great horned owl. I don't know what a great horned owl looks like off the top of my head to describe, but you go up to a large owl. Just kind of sits there, looks at you kind of quizzically, cocking its head.
I offer my hand very slowly, but with purpose.
And kind of sticks its head out, really confused, and looks at your hand and kind of pecks it once,
I do not pull away.
and kind of pecks it again.
I stare it in the eyes,
I just ripped your hand off.
And
and I do not pull away.
and this just kind of starts cooing, hooing, before it kind of scratches itself, takes a couple steps forward, and kind of rubs its head into your palm.
I pet the owl.
Gilbert goes, "That one's taken a liking to you. Do you have any names in mind?"
Oh, I'm sure she'll tell me.
The stable hand kind of goes over and begins kind of looks at you and says, "Is this the one you want?"
Yes, this will do perfectly.
The stable hand kind of begins mounting the owl with the appropriate gear, saddlebags, biddle or whatever, saddle. Puts it on a lead and hands the lead to you after opening its stall.
I hold that shit tightly.
And Gilbert says, approach the open hole.
I go to the open hole.
Okay.
Jordan, you should be.
And he says, now, this might seem a little scary, but this is a trust of faith, an exercise of faith.
What am I doing?
I think you
You've
need to
just
mute on
met-
roll 20.
You have just met this animal, but are you willing to trust it with your life? Go ahead and mount it, and take to the sky. And
Those animals.
can you repeat?
She mounts the animal.
She mounts the animal. Okay. You get on the owl's back. Willa's a pretty adept rider, and spurs it forward. It's a little hesitant. It's not quite used to jumping off of ledges like this. So it's kind of walks up to the edge of the hole before you kind of give it a reassuring little nudge. It jumps and spreads its wings and begins soaring upwards. And you make your way back to the entrance of the Colosseum to raucous applause and
Yeah, real quick. Oh, sorry.
many people dabbing.
I forgot we did that.
I would like, so now, Hazel, Oakley.
Oh, real quick, can you put a link to the stream in somewhere?
It's in Minecraft. It's
Okay.
in shameless self-promotion in Minecraft. If you want to watch the stream for some reason, but that'll probably eat
Like
up your
the Easter.
bandwidth.
Just wanted to check it out.
Anyway, yeah. So you have made your way back up in the world and have officially been dubbed a companion. Willow, Hazel, Oakley.
I approach the chillest, kindest looking hawk.
Make an animal
Hawk is a scary bird.
Make an animal handling check.
I got 9.
You kind of approach one of the hawks that seems a little.
The chillest, kindest looking hawk.
Jordan, can you mute the stream?
Oh, sorry.
It's
Gotcha.
It's just all echo. So you approach one of the hawks that seems to be pretty chill. It's a little distracted at the moment, but you kind of startle it a little bit, and it just lets out a loud shriek, kind of startling some of the less well-trained of the other birds around.
Okay, maybe not that one. I don't know. I mean, can I just like go up to each one and see who I vibe with?
Yeah, make another animal handling check. The next one you kind of approach is sitting there.
Oh, that one's much better.
Kind of. Oh, that's a good idea, Lightning. Kind of ruffling its feathers, and just kind of making itself a little big, preening itself, and you kind of walk over, and it kind of immediately kind of sniffs at you a little bit, kind of eyes you up and down, before it leans in and very, very friendly, just kind of rubs its face right up against yours.
Let me know if you can hear this. I'm gonna.
And yeah, this one seems to be pretty chill.
That's the one then.
All right. The stable hand comes over and gets its whole kit set up, mounted and ready to go. Gilbert kind of gestures towards the hole in the floor and says, need I explain it again?
No, I think I got the gist.
Alright. You
Trust it with my life, all that stuff.
all that good stuff. You mount the hawk, or falcon, and...
No, it's a hawk.
Oh, is it a hawk? I keep getting those mixed up. They're very similar birds in my brain. You mount the hawk. This one's a very, very chill. It kind of knows you're a little afraid, but it wants to show you the thrill of it all. It kind of jumps,
Okay.
nose dives through the clouds for a good 2-3 seconds and almost free fall before it spreads its wings and swoops back up to above the cloud level. And you direct it to land back where all the companions and hunters who were gathered to watch the induction ceremony are, to raucous applause and many dabs.
I dab back at him.
Everyone just kind of, woo! Cheers back. You see Willow sitting on her owl, kind of petting, preening it, bonding. And then there was one, Oakley.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to one of the ravens and I guess kind of stick my hand out towards it.
Make an animal handling check.
Should probably be in the D&D thing, not the Minecraft.
That would help.
Yep. There's only one. Okay.
We
Cool.
also need character sheets, Iris, in Roll20.
Oh, you do. You're right. I forgot about that. You walk up to kind of the first raven. It seems pretty disinterested. It's not actively hostile or aggressive. It just doesn't seem very, very thrilled or excited that you're there.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the next one.
Go ahead and make another animal handling check. This one seems a little bit more interested than the one previously. It kind of catches its eye on something about you, something you're wearing. It seems to think is quite interesting, and it kind of stares at you briefly before kind of looking back up into the side after its curiosity had been sated, kind of watching you up and down. It's interested. It's just had sated its curiosity with a quick cursory glance.
I reach closer to it and kind of try to put my hand on it.
You kind of reach out to go to touch it, and it's doesn't really kind of lean into it. It accepts it, kind of hesitantly at first, but as you kind of as it kind of warms up to you and kind of your gentle petting, it seems to be a little bit more interested in whatever you have to offer.
All right. I attempt to mount it.
Well, it hasn't been bit and birtled yet. It hasn't been set up yet.
Oh, gotta pick first. That's okay.
Yeah, no, there's still one more.
Yeah, I'll go over to the other one and see if that one is more cozy to me.
All right, make an animal handling check. This one, very kind of seeing the way you were treating the other bird, is a little bit more interested. It's kind of focusing its attention on your coin purse a little bit as it jingles, and as you approach, it kind of keeps its eye open. You notice for any sort of shiny glint or anything that it can see. before you approach, and it kind of leans its head down for you to pet it.
Pet it.
It's pretty receptive to your touch. It's content. It's kind of pushing its head back up into the sensation, basically.
Nice. Did I notice it like eyeballing my coin purse?
Yeah.
Okay. I pull out a single coin, just kind of twist it so that it shimmers for the burb.
It immediately catches its eye in your hands as you're kind of spinning it to make it kind of shine and sparkle. It seems to be very interested.
I put my hand out with it in it, and I guess see if it wants it.
It kind of reach out your hand, it pecks at the gold piece, and kind of picks it up in its beak before it turns its head and stuffs it somewhere inside of its feathers.
Nice. Say I want this one.
The stable hand comes over and gets it all ready for flight. Gilbert's kind of standing off to the side, just kind of observing. You're the last one in there. He doesn't really have much to say. He kind of gestures to the hole in the ground before, I assume you take the plunge.
Yeah.
Alright, you take the plunge. This bird is very, very pragmatic and not show-offy like Hazel's. It steps down, flies up, and you direct it to land near the crowd, to raucous applause and many dabs with your two Chicagoite friends, beaming proud of their accomplishments. Gilbert also, shortly after you guys land, flies his own mount up behind you and kind of announces to the crowd, putting up his hands, shush them. Companions in arms, we are gathered here today to congratulate our newest companions, our newest recruits, Oakley, Hazel, and Willow. They have fought bravely to prove their prowess in combat and have earned the respects of their mounts. 3 cheers for all of them. Hup, hup, hooray! Hup, hup, hooray! Hup, hup, hooray! Flame dabs.
Everyone dabs.
I would like... everyone dabs. I would like Coyote and Ash to make perception checks.
Let me do it in the right channel. Oh, fuck. Let me do the right command.
C for check.
That's still a damn good roll for a natural 1. Fucking bards.
Sorry, is a nickname different than the username?
Yes.
Okay.
It just shows up on
Oh,
the server.
username was what I changed.
Are only one of these?
I'll figure it
editable?
out later.
These can't be edited, Iris.
What can't be edited?
The character sheets in Roll20.
Oh, they're in everyone's journal.
Also, I accidentally did something to one of them. The first one.
How
Oh,
do
no.
I change?
I don't know
no,
what I
can't-
did.
I can't close them.
You can't close them. Interesting.
Now they're just all on my screen. Oh no. I'm just gonna do this and hopefully that fixes
Edited and
it.
controlled by all players. I forgot that I can put in your journals, but it still has to be edited and controlled by you. I've mentioned this before. Roll20 makes me sad.
Oh, bye, Jordan.
It happens. I'll be back. Hello, Jordan.
There he is.
Trina, Jordan, you guys should change your nicknames.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that. I don't actually know how to do that. I've never done that before.
I think I just changed my username, but that's fine for now. I can figure it out
If,
later.
if you click
I think
on yourself on the
Iris
sidebar,
could do it for
I
you.
cannot. I just checked.
You can't?
Or at least not by clicking on their name. I can. Oh, I can. I have to right click.
I was about to say you should, because I can change nicknames in Minecraft.
I could change my own just by clicking on it. I have to.
Right click.
I have to
see,
right click. Is Oakley Ley or just Ly?
Oh, I got it. I can do it.
Oh, okay. I
Just
got.
didn't.
I got you, Trina.
Okay.
Alright.
Cool.
There we go.
I took a glance at the screen and like they could see Discord, so it'd be better on their eyes to just see our character's name rather than
That makes sense. Yeah.
gamer tags.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Ash, I need a perception check, please.
Oh, I
Oh,
made
I see
one.
it. Oh, never mind. Oh, I saw Kaede's.
It blended in with the animal handling.
Yeah,
checks.
it blended with the animal handling checks, and I saw Kaede's messed up perception, and I thought you would be after that. Okay.
I think I'm too busy reading
Yes.
a book.
You guys don't really notice anything out of the ordinary.
You're reading a book. I'm reading manga.
Just for curiosity, everyone describe what they're wearing, so we have, or what you look like, so everyone knows what to imagine in their mind's eye, beyond whatever your tokens end up looking like.
Kaede is a short Japanese girl. She's got dark brown eyes, and a pixie cut black hair. And on her head is this kind of oversized purple's witch hat that kind of falls down over her eyes, and she has to continuously kind of push up and get out of their way. She's holding a rainbow-colored quill in her hand as she seems to be drawing in this floating book in front of her. And she's wearing mainly just traveler's clothes, but over that a large white robe that's just completely covered in different doodles and drawings of just wildly different colors. And imagine like those
Yes.
hentai hoodies,
Yes.
but
You started
Kaede rules.
you started describing the drawings. I'm like, I know exactly where this is going.
but not just that. Like
but not
it's,
yeah, it's just artwork. It's not just hentai.
yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Describe what they look like.
Hazel is just an extremely nondescript looking white person. They've got like some medium length brown hair that they don't do anything to. And they're just wearing like, well, I guess I don't know what they're wearing right now. In my token, they're wearing like a hoodie and jeans. I guess I'm probably wearing like explorer's clothes right now, but yeah, they really just look like a person. They're just there.
And then you have the wooden bracelet with vines growing all over it too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That too. I didn't put that in the token because I forgot about it.
All right, that's
Oakley. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good, fam.
you're muted also. Jordan.
All right. Yeah. Oakley is kind of like a olive skin toned girl who's about not like average height, but like a little above the average height. Wearing leather armor and Converse. Because she didn't put any like armor over her feet. She's just wearing the shoes she came in with.
I've got Converse as well.
And she's got a beanie on, and her hair is cut shorter, but it's tucking out, and it's dyed like a blue-green color. She's got brown eyes. Various piercings, and that about it.
All right, so we have Willow and Ash still.
Yep. So Willow is about 5'3", blonde hair, currently up in like a top knot. Very pale looking chick. She is wearing a chain shirt and some. Oh, I'm hearing him from the thing. That's fine. Okay.
Thought I knew.
You're
You have
okay.
to you have to click reconnect in that same settings window.
Um, very small and almost pixie-like. However, can in fact pack a punch.
Strong.
Do not test. Is swole.
Swole. Well, not swole. Just
Is
strong.
not swole. Lean.
Lean.
Yes,
Um,
lean. Willow is lean.
Willow
True
is lean.
facts.
Lean, mean alchemy machine.
lean, mean, alchemy machine.
Exactly. Yeah. Wearing some hiking shoes because that's what she thought she was going to be doing.
Okay.
Okay, and Ash, he's got he's very pale. Looks like he probably didn't get outside a lot. Little thin. Again, didn't get outside a lot. Has a look of his hair was probably like a military buzz cut at one point, but then stopped being maintained, so it's kind of longer on the top than it is on the sides, but very ruffled overall, just very kind of beshimmeled. Would probably have like a charcoal pencil or like an ink pen sticking behind his ear. Dressed in just a simple like studded leather armor. It's got a little bit of wear to it. It's a little old. Got on a pair of like black military combat boots sort of thing. Probably just like faded blue jeans under with that. And yeah, I guess the most interesting thing about him is that he's probably busy reading from a book that would have a kind of like nice border on the cover with a it looks like it has an inset like bird skull on it.
All right. So
Cool.
everyone's got an idea of what everyone else looks like. I would like the three people who just got their burbs to make perception checks. So that would be Oakley, Willow, and Hazel. Exclamation point. C
19.
first.
Exclamation. C
C.
perk.
C first.
C for check.
C for check.
So you see it balances out. I get a natural 1, Willow gets a natural 20.
It's-
Everything's good.
It's just like when we play Evil. Sariel rolls incredibly high perception.
24s on the perceptions.
Okay, I need this to stop
Actually,
happening.
Ash, what's your passive perception? I think
My passive perception's 19.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mine is
I
not.
might need to switch with
So I gave you. You
I
have,
might
you have-
actually need.
You need a. I forgot to add the bonus effects. I think too.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your-
I
to
put
the
in
feat.
the modifier, so it would give me a +5 to my passive perception.
But
Um,
Alvray doesn't have a passive
think it-
perception check thing, so that was just.
yeah. It also gave me a +5 to my normal perception. I'm realizing. I don't know if that's how that feat actually works or not.
No. And
Okay, I'm gonna have to work with that some more then, because I thought I clicked passive only.
I mean, regardless, you don't have to give it the passive only because we're using Dice Cloud for Avray. As long as we just remember that it's your passive perception's 5 higher than normal. Anyway, Willow 24, Hazel 19. Has Hazel been to a have Hazel or Willow been to a Comic-Con or other convention?
Yeah, I think Hazel probably
I was about to say,
has.
Hazel probably has.
I mean, they're very into like costuming and
Yeah, theater
and everything like that. So
Yeah,
A Comic-Con, or what was the alternative?
some form of convention, nerd convention. Yeah, where there would be cosplay and the like, possibly.
Oh, Willow does crafting. Remember, she does crocheting while she's work.
I forgot that she
A
crochets.
lot of grandmas crochet, but a lot of grandmas who crochet don't go to anime or gaming conventions or comic cons.
No, she
Maybe
probably
she
hasn't
went
gone to a
once
convention.
thinking that she could sell something, realized this is not the place I want to be, and never went again.
Never went again.
No, honestly, Willow probably hasn't.
Yeah.
She's not. She's nerdy, but she's not geeky.
Hazel notices in the crowd, sticking out like a sore thumb, one of the most cringy things to see at an anime convention or a gaming convention is what she thinks to see, or what they think they see. But in reality, it's much more PG-13 artwork than the typical weeb. I don't even know what those outfits are called because every time I see one, I just
Asiago?
I don't know.
No, that's the face. That's the
Not
face.
Asiago. A-H-E.
Yeah.
Hi, gal.
I don't know.
Aigo.
But
Whatever.
but like,
fuck it.
That's
the
also
outfit-
the face they make, not the outfit.
Yeah, but the outfits have a name's the question. Regardless, Hazel notices sticking out like a sore thumb in this crowd of people wearing mostly like earthen tones and darker clothing. This person wearing a white outfit with a bright purple hat and just an absolutely colorfully decorated.
And my
White.
quill says any color, so there's like glowing ones. There are ones that look like glittering gold, like
Metallics and
yeah,
neon and just
matte,
bright.
pastel.
Yeah, just this absolute sore thumb in the crowd.
I think that I almost kind of like see it and think, oh wow, like I almost sort of process it as if I were at a con. I'm just like, wow, that's a really cool costume. And I'm like, wait a second, what?
Real quick, I just want to say, I'm not dead set on my appearance, so if I happen to, like, shift skin tones, or, like, racial qualities, or anything like that, that's because I haven't quite decided.
Once you get a token,
100%.
once you get a token, it'll be a lot more, a lot more consistent, I'm sure. Like I said when I messaged you guys earlier, I didn't think about tokens until like 5 minutes before we started, because I just had to worry about making the character sheets and all of that stuff. So
Well, I mean, I made a token,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, and
the
I thought
token
about
might
the token
change,
when you
is
said
what I'm
that.
I'm
saying.
saying once you if you go in and do like a roll or not a roll 20, a Hero Forge token or something.
Yeah,
Like, you probably just found a piece of artwork or an item or whatever to replicate it.
I made a Hero Forge token,
Yeah,
but
we both
it'll
made Hero
probably
Forge ones.
Oh,
it'll
okay.
probably change as we go along.
Okay.
Just don't be bothered by that.
Don't read anything into it.
Don't
Yeah.
read into it. Got it.
Just him not deciding
It's
yet.
just him needing to figure out what he wants to be. Gotcha. Alright. Alright. So, Hazel, you noticed that. And Flame, everyone's favorite archer, comes over and goes, just kind of bounds up, just kind of very bouncily, springing her step, walks over, bow sling across her back, and kind of walks over and grabs Hazel and Willow on a shoulder each, and goes, "Congratulations, guys! Looks like I won't have to be hanging around you as much anymore. You gotta be free of the old chaperone, Dabs."
I dab respectfully back, as is the custom.
This is the custom.
Regrettably, dab as well. Not a full dab, like how a mother would dab.
Well, like
A
you were
casual half dab.
like you were actually sneezing and just trying to pretend that you were dabbing, like a chew.
Exactly.
You were a dinosaur sneezing. Is what that is.
Precisely.
A T-Rex sneezing. All right. And with that, Flame just kind of takes a couple more jaunty steps behind you guys, turns around, turns around, and begins walking backwards towards the ledge where you came from. kind of puts two fingers up to her temple and says, catch you guys later, before just kind of stepping backwards, falling back off of the platform before she whistles, and you see her falcon swoop down, catch her, and soar up into the air to
What a
whatever
boss.
destination she has in mind. Slowly,
think-
but
Go
surely, the rest of the people here kind of begin dissipating. Not nearly as dramatically as Flame does. They-
I would think not.
They kind of take a reasonable approach and take some stairs up to the surface of this kind of island that has been dedicated to a proving ground for the hunters to retrieve their respective mounts from the stables and fly off for home. What are you guys doing while the crowd's slowly dissipating?
Do I still see
Yeah,
the person that I know to be Kaede?
you see the very obvious sore thumb sticking out, kind of standing next to this tall, pale man.
Willow doesn't.
I feel
know
like Hazel has an-
Comic-Con,
I
but
feel
she
like-
could see that that's fucking weird,
Listen,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I would think you'd be able to see, like, okay, those aren't clothes from here, those are clothes from our world.
Stylized from clothes from your world.
Yes.
Willow would definitely
And
notice after the crowd begins
I point them
dispersing
out.
the absolute out of nowhere, like, high quality combat boots.
You're damn right she would.
Is something Willow would notice. She would be very confused about the Asiago anime outfit. And more like, those are some nice modern shoes. Alright, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna ask shoe guy where he got his shoes from. Because I can't wear hiking boots the entire time.
I'm gonna go with her.
We are both like deep in our books, right?
Yeah, you are. You're doodling
Are,
with.
are y'all just, like, still in the stands, or what?
I assume so.
Yeah, just kind of sitting there. Kaede is doodling away and reading her book, and Ash is awkwardly reading his book as the crowd's dispersing around him.
The whole thing about having a floating spell/sketchbook is you can read a manga in one hand and draw with the other.
What a nerd.
Here you go, bud.
There we go, bud.
Willow says that as if it's not her dream as well. Not manga, but
Her textbook.
yeah, I found which one too.
Yeah.
I may or may not have been reading it while we were talking. It's fine.
All right.
Okay, so
You ask Ash where he got his shoes, and he's very engrossed in his book and seemingly ignoring you.
I tap on his shoulder. People usually respond to physical touch. Hello.
Oh, yes, sorry, can I help you?
Hi. Yes. Name's Willow. Pleasure to meet you.
And lovely to meet you as well.
No name. Interesting. Where did you get your shoes from?
Alright, I'm a little flustered. My name is Ash Darovo. They're, from far away.
We're from Chicago.
It's a place you probably haven't heard
Right
of.
now?
Sorry.
Ash, roll a history check.
To see if he knows what Chicago is?
He's Russian, okay?
Oh.
I feel like he
Okay.
would have heard of
That
Chicago at
helps a little bit,
least.
then. That explains it, at least.
He is aware of Chicago.
Sorry, I didn't hear what or what Willow said.
Oh, I said Chi-Town. You might know it more by Chicago than Chi-Town.
I know you said Chicago first.
I said Chicago.
Oh, you said Chicago. Well,
Mhm.
Thanks to your dad's
okay, so, yeah,
KGB training and American subterfuge, intel, you have a pretty good grasp on North American, United States geography and culture. And Chi-Town is colloquially a city, you know, or a slang term, you know, for the city of Chicago in Illinois.
Which you also know
Which
about.
you also know
I
about.
feel like Chicago's a big enough city to where the fucking rest of the world just knows about it.
But
But
Chi-Town.
whatever.
Chi-Town.
Yeah,
is a-
Chi-Town would be
Um,
harder.
I'm also like following behind them. I followed them when they went over to this boy.
Okay.
Yeah, so at that, that finally gets him to close his book, and he kind of squints at you a little bit. It's like, do you mean Illinois?
Well,
Yes.
I do mean Illinois. Where are you from?
Oh.
Kaede's gonna perk up and go, Ash.
Yeah, I was
who are
gonna
you
be like,
talking to?"
hey, Kaede, I think we found, or maybe they found us, but, others like us, it seems. I'm from Russia.
Oh, like Moscow, St. Petersburg.
I just have to pause and say that presumably he is speaking with a Russian accent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm imagining he's speaking with it, but Trevor himself does not want to use the Russian
I
accent
will
this whole
say
time.
that you do not detect an accent.
Oh.
okay.
Because, first of all, you do not
Speaking English.
You are not speaking English.
I forget. Do we have some sort of universal translator thing?
You are perceiving the world through the language of this world, through the language you are fluent in. To Ash, you are all speaking in Russian. To
Okay.
Kaede,
Oh, good.
you are all
Okay.
speaking in
Kaede,
Japanese.
you're all speaking Japanese.
To Willow, it's French. No, just kidding.
How many languages is Willow fluent in?
I'm
English,
not sure.
Spanish, she knows.
Obviously
Well, and by
French.
Spanish, I mean she knows enough to like say thank you, please, and hey,
Willow
Donde
had
está el
several
baño?
nannies and
you need
governesses.
to. That's what I'm saying. And hey, you need to make me dinner. There's a mess in the kitchen. Clean up my room. Really, the basics Willow needed to get by in her very rich white girl life.
Donde está el baño?
Well, she probably knows where the baño is.
I
They're
already know
probably
where
at her
her own
house.
bathroom is.
Willow's house was so big she doesn't even know where all the bathrooms are. She has to ask the hired help for directions.
They'll know where they are. They clean them all the time.
The new people have last names, and that's just not fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think of a last name for Hazel, huh?
Yep.
It was on my sheet. It's fine.
I have your sheet next to me, Trin. I could probably tell you. No, you do not have it on your sheet. It says
Oh,
Willow.
it was on the piece of paper.
the not your physical character sheet, because I have that in
No,
my
no.
hand.
The other piece of
Oh,
paper.
okay, your background. I don't know where those are. I just have your character sheet.
It existed,
it existed
somewhere.
somewhere.
I found it. It's fine.
Oh, you found it.
Oh no, I haven't. I found it previously. I've not seen it
Oh.
in a hot minute
Honestly,
though.
I don't know if you would have it or if I would have it. That's the question. It doesn't really matter. Regardless, you can come up with whatever last name you want. But all right.
Oh, also, I forget what my familiar's name was, so now it's Oscar. It might have been Oscar
It was
before, I'm not
I
certain.
don't think it was Oscar before. I think it was a female.
It-
I think it was actually Nala. It was Nala.
Nala, that's right.
If you would like
As
to
you
rename them,
guys,
you may rename them. But
As you guys
I'm gonna think on that.
stand there, a pretty big spider crawls out from underneath Kaede's witch's hat and then proceeds to sit on the brim of it and look out at you guys. It is
Oh, hello.
a Goliath bird eater.
It's rather large.
uh,
Yes, this is Jasper. As she takes him and holds him out to you guys.
Willow. does a little curtsy to Jasper. She's very confused on what to do in this situation. She puts her hand out to Kaede.
I guess I'm gonna say trigger warning for all you arachnophobes out there. Goliath Bird Eater.
Oh, did you post a picture?
Oh, yes,
Oh my.
very large. She
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely
it's like a tarantula.
No, it's much
much
bigger
bigger
than a
than a tarantula,
tarantula.
but yes, it is like a
I don't know. I've never seen a fucking tarantula.
It is a tarantula, but it's bigger than your typical tarantula that you see
Gotcha.
people have as pets.
As Jasper crawls up onto your hand and then crawls up your arm and perches on your shoulder.
It's itchy. As he kind of crawls up your hand, all the little hairs just kind of scratch a little bit. Kind of tickles. They don't really leave any behind, as he's not threatened at the moment. But it is a very strange sensation to have this large spider climb up your shoulder.
I will call forth my familiar from my wooden bracer thing. I'm going with Oscar. I like Oscar better.
All right, Oscar.
It's a cat made of plants. And I say, this is Oscar.
It kind of
Sort of.
unravels from Hazel's kind of wooden weaved kind of cross-hatched bracelet. Long little tail. It's got a little flower at the end of Hazel's choice.
That's adorable. Jasper
It's-
hops off of
It's
Willow's.
just a cute little dandelion today.
It's a little dandelion. Just like a little big old like a puffball dandelion, or like the actual little like yellow dandelion.
I think it's like halfway. It's like turning puffy.
Okay, it's turning puffy. It's got a
So
little
you
bit of
get you get the best of
color.
both
You get the
worlds.
best of both worlds.
Jasper hops off of Willow's shoulder and lands on Oscar's head and just kind of sits there.
Oh, Oscar's. First of all, this spider is like the size of Oscar.
Yes,
Lands on Oscar's back.
Oscar is kind
I don't know that Oscar is a fan of that. He's going to be chill about it, but he's definitely removing himself from the situation.
Oscar kind of turns and looks at the spider and goes, "Okay." And
Wait, they can speak?
I don't think it talked before.
It did.
I'm into it, don't get me
no,
wrong.
it did.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I believe,
Okay,
I
cool.
believe it introduced itself as Nala, and then said you could name it if you wanted. Originally.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it could talk.
Cool.
I'm sorry. Come here, Jasper. She snaps her fingers and Jasper disappears and then reappears on top of her witch's hat again.
He's very sweet, though.
Yes, he's very nice. People tend to not be a huge fan of him, though.
You kind of look around and see the people that have kind of still stuck around, chatting, that were kind of near you. See the spider hop around and play musical chairs with people's arms and shoulders before teleporting back onto Kaede's hat and just kind of take a couple steps away.
If I notice that, I'm gonna have him shrink down a little bit and crawl back under my hat onto my head.
Kind of
Oh,
see
he
this.
can be small too.
Kind of see this
Yeah.
massive
Oh,
spider
that's
just
cute.
kind of before crawling up under the brim of Kaede's hat. It's
Big hat and teleporting spider? You must be some kind of caster, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a good old-fashioned wizard.
That explains the hat.
Was that by choice,
she's
or-
gonna raise her quill as she draws in the air these little dots that like pop out into sparkles as she casts prestidigitation.
glitter.
As the rain
Ooh.
of sparks shower down.
Willow takes out a little bit of glitter that she has.
Did you guys share your names with us?
I mean,
Kaede
percent.
and Ash. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
introduced themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think Kaede introduced herself, but Ash was like, "Hey, Kaede."
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. The names have been spoken.
I
Willow,
also
So-
clean a little bit of glitter.
Willow
What's
reaches
that make you then, Ash?
into her backpack and pulls out a handful of the half-gallon of glitter. Not even a handful, a pretty big pinch, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And just tosses it in the air, and as it falls down, the people that were still
I-
kind of nearby and weren't scared entirely away by the spider just kind of sigh and take much larger steps away.
I also back up just a smidge. I don't want that on me.
Aren't you like a partier?
Don't fucking like, glitter
Yeah.
on me for no reason.
He's an edgy partier.
I go to raves, not fucking.
You're telling me there's no glitter at raves?
Well, not the ones I go to.
Oakley specifically.
I'm like fucking intoxicated when I'm at parties, so I don't care.
Oakley
But I'm not gonna
specifically.
fucking just smash glitter all over me for no reason.
Oakley specifically goes to no glitter raves.
I do, yes.
It's a prerequisite.
It's a prereq. Yeah.
I ask, is there going to be glitter at that party? And if they say yes, then I'm like, I'm not coming.
I'll stay. I'll sell the drugs outside.
I'll sell the drugs.
Okay.
I think Oakley was asking Ash about his class.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, as you ask that and he gets doused in glitter, he's gonna take his, he's gonna kind of flip open the book to a page and take the, ink pen he has off of his ear and just kind of, trace some lines in the book and, say something along the lines of, as the common saying goes, cleanliness is close to godliness, and just kind of uses prestidigitation through that to poof the glitter off of himself.
With
He's
the-
like,
So, are you a wizard too?
the people around here seem to have given me the distinction of a bard. An interesting idea, but one I've fallen into, I suppose. I take my magics and performances through poems and stories of old. I studied quite a bit back home, and I am rather familiar with a lot of the classics. Poetry was a particular favorite of mine.
He's real boring.
You just don't understand the proper. I come on. When you look at your drawings, at your art, you feel something, right? And that's what these stories feel. It's art with words.
That just sounds boring. It just sounds like school.
Ah,
Like, why have, like,
Willow
isn't
will
a
be
picture
putting
worth
her
1,000
book back.
words? Something
but
like
it's
that?
a picture that you can create in your mind. A picture that.
Then just put it on
Those
paper.
things. What if it's things that cannot be properly drawn?
Oh God, Ash,
The
I
fact that
can't.
it's not. But it's the fact that it can be interpreted differently by each individual. That's what makes it special. It's its own unique enigma, unique to to those who read it. Their own picture, unique to them.
The imagination of the inner eye rather than that of the author's eye.
The outer eye.
This probably happens often.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Is this pretty much what Ash looks like?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Based off of, I mean, honestly, not too far off.
Pale guy? Yeah.
Based off the way you started that, I was like, oh yeah, this has got to be a conversation that we've had many times. at
Many
this point.
times.
Like, why can't you just appreciate poetry? God damn it!
Literature!
Sometimes it rhymes and sometimes it doesn't rhyme, and I don't get the fucking rules. It makes no point, no sense. Like sometimes it's just words. Like how is that a poem?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you on that one. I do prefer the ones that rhyme. I do appreciate that, but you know, it's a little difficult sometimes with translations. Like the rhymes don't work, so I just kind of had to deal with it.
Okay, so,
I don't have anything to
which
add.
of these
I
maps
mean,
do you guys have?
An owl.
I have a
Oh, good.
raven. Mostly
Now I know
because
what I'm with.
ravens went with Saint Ash, and I'm a pretty big
How
fan
how
of
can you
Poe.
pass that up?
So
You all also kind of notice
You look
the
like a fan of Poe.
you will also notice the bird skull very broadly kind of inset into the front of his book.
Yeah. When he
Yeah,
says
I
that,
look like a
Hazel's just
big fan
thinking
of
like,
Poe.
yeah, that tracks.
yep.
Kaede's floating book has a large four-leaf clover on the front of it.
Oh, that's cute.
So anyway, what exactly are all of your professions?
Well, we're all currently students. Um,
In Chicago.
well, we were in Chicago.
Well, that's where we're
And now we're
students.
here.
Yeah, yep. I've been studying. Actually, someone else can say theirs first.
I was gonna say you were
I'm
studying.
trying to remember what Hazel's actual major is.
I don't remember what I said my
I
major
think
was.
I think it's set design.
Yeah, Hazel's I believe was set design. Willow was pharmaceuticals, and Oakley was just there for a good time. This is what I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Oakley's actually was. I don't know if they ever actually decided on
Yeah.
major. Maybe it was like philosophy or something.
Pharmaceutical science.
I don't even remember.
Pharmaceutical
It's not
sciences
that
and
relevant.
microbiology.
Ash is just like, lovely to understand more about you, but I meant more about your capabilities here.
Oh,
You
yes,
know,
yes,
you
yes.
called us a bard and a wizard. Just wondering what your skills are.
Yeah.
That's that is fair.
That does make
We're not
sense.
quite.
We haven't been here very long. How long have you guys been here?
How
Couple
long have we
months.
been here? A couple months.
It's probably about six or so months, 6 to 8 on the far end.
And we've been here like what, a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, month and a half maybe, just with travel time and stuff. So they've been here a fair bit longer than you guys.
I also practice magic.
Are you
I
guys
am
the
a-
reason everybody's been dabbing lately?
Wait, yeah, that did just start
Not-
recently, didn't it?
We
Hold
might
on.
be.
I was not the reason. That would be my lovely colleagues. I taught her finger guns. Finger guns is harmless. Totally harmless. Dabbing? Well, it's fine. I'm an artificer. Friend over here is a rogue. And I trust Hazel to speak for themselves.
Yeah, I guess I'm a druid.
I guess.
It's
Fair
kind of
enough.
weird.
Oh, yeah, Kim, so
I-
it was in the general complex, right, that Hazel turned into a bear, so I'm guessing that we heard rumors about that.
Oh, it was.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you saw it. I think you
Well,
witnessed it.
Well, you guys probably would have been there for the witness of Hazel turn into a bear. Whether or not you saw it, because you were both too preoccupied in your own individual books, is hard to say. But
I definitely scowl at Willow when she says her thing about trusting Hazel to speak for herself and
Themselves.
Had to
himself
pause
and
in a hot second.
I'm pretty sure Willow said themselves.
I did say themselves.
Yeah, Willow said themselves.
Yes.
you definitely said my profession and
Oh yeah. No. I said themselves because Hazel.
it's
It's
non-binary. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
In my mind, Kaede like specifically noticed that.
Yes. Yes. I will. I was spiting you. I was not spiting Hazel.
correct.
Yes, that's why I'm scowling at
That's
you.
that is why Oakley is upset, because he understood that, or she understood that. She's like, "Wow, rude." Scowl. Stands edgily in the corner, pouting.
Like a typical.
Not- Not no, I'm not pouting. I am I will fucking
Glaring.
whoop this bitch's ass.
Scowling.
Scowling. Glaring.
Glaring. There we go.
With intense
I think
anger
there's some
and
glaring,
frustration.
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Very different dynamics between Ash and Kaede and Willow and Oakley. And Hazel's just there.
Hazel's just here,
Yeah.
as always. Hazel's always just here.
Hazel's just vibes, you know?
I feel like Ash, or not Ash, I feel like Oakley's gonna get real sick of Kaede real quick.
I mean, as long as she's not a prissy bitch, I might not. I'll probably get sick of
Might be
Ash.
worse.
Anyway,
Yeah, Ash is you're gonna find Ash pretty boring, huh?
Yeah.
at this point in time, most of the people around you have kind of cleared out and gone off back to their own homes and home bases. So, back to where you guys came from, leaving mostly the 5 of you, the 3 birds, and a couple of stragglers left behind, who are just kind of enjoying catching up with people that they haven't seen in a long time, kind of broke off in their own little pockets, pretty far away from one another, so you can't really hear each other's conversations or anything.
I'm sorry, my headphones died, so I missed a large portion of that. I heard, like,
Most people have kind of
Oh,
left
okay.
by now. There's a few small groups of people kind of catching up in things, but they're far enough away from each other where you can kind of speak at a normal conversational tone and not have to worry about other people hearing too much about whatever you're talking about.
That's good, because apparently we weren't.
No. No one was really paying much attention to you guys because you were just going through basic introductions, but...
Mhm.
Right. You guys gonna just keep sitting here chit-chatting, or...
Do we have anything
Yeah,
to
got a
do?
little bit of a better idea.
I forget where we live.
You have a
We
you have a
live at
you have a waystone to get back there.
Okay.
So it was like a couple hour flight here
'Cause we
from.
live
early
at,
this
like,
morning.
the bunkhouse of the guild or something like that, right?
Yes, you would.
Question.
Yeah.
2019. This is real dumb, but like I'm not in the greatest headspace right now. 2019 had My Hero Academia, right?
Yes.
Midnight was a thing in 2019.
What was the thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Midnight. Cool. Thanks. That's all. My bad.
Are you going to?
Very
Gotta
vague.
make-
Huh.
I have
you gotta
I
make
have
sure
an
those
idea.
references are right.
I've got an idea.
He knows what I'm doing.
I don't, but I have an idea for something else.
So how did you guys get here anyway?
Read the wrong book. Fell into it. Woke up here. I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest.
Did
Fell
you
into
also
a
have like
book.
a vision kind of scenario where you were told that you need to help someone? Or did you just fall into the book?
Well, not quite a vision, but it was like written in the book. It was the sort of thing of, I used to work in a library. It was an old book. I was trying to figure out where it needed to go. It didn't have a title or anything.
Oh,
And
yeah, I hate when
I
that
was-
happens.
Trying to read through it to figure out what it was, and then it started to address me and give some vague instructions of that sort before all of a sudden it kind of like ate me, I guess.
I am Lord
And
Voldemort.
now I'm here.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
like the page
empire,
map?
But
I fell through a portal on the way home from a maid cafe I worked at.
oh,
Weird.
I've
We were
one
at
of those.
Stonehenge.
Yours seems to have been the most just out of the blue.
Yeah?
Like, you fell in a hole and got here.
Isn't
You
that how most
actively
isekais
read a
work?
book.
What?
Isa, what?
Isekai.
I'm
I
already
looked at
cringing
Hazel.
inside.
If anybody looks very closely, Ash's smile just like slightly drops as he has to take a deep breath through his nostrils.
Is that like an anime thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
God damn it.
okay.
This hurts me.
You brought this on yourself.
I've seen some animes, but I don't really watch that.
You also notice for the first time on her back is, you know, the sword that like Genji has, the back sword?
She's got a fucking katana, basically, on her back.
It's
Fucking
about the size of
Wakazashi
the
or
dagger.
something.
Yeah.
Lit.
Are you okay?
I
Willow would not have any words for this, so okay.
Super weeb. Do you understand now? My goal was to make you all cringe, and I have succeeded within the first 2 hours.
I knew it was going to be great. That whole
Willow isn't.
I had not actually thought about whether Oakley watched anime, but I've just now like decided with this conversation
I don't think
that
Oakley
I've only watched like a little bit. Like I've probably seen
I was
DBZ
like-
and like the basics,
Oakley
but
saw like 3 episodes of Inuyasha and was like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?"
I've definitely watched Yu Yu Hakusho and some Dragon Ball Z.
Willow would
Also-
know.
I feel like
imagining
you've
that
watched
somebody got
one
Oakley to
random
watch-
anime with a friend or something. I think you've probably watched like all of one random anime that you watched with a friend or something.
I'm trying to think.
I was thinking Attack on Titan would be a decent fit for Oakley's crowd, maybe. I could see something like, dude, you gotta watch this while high.
I don't think Attack on Titan's a great high show.
No, I think just to be like, you want to get freaked the fuck
Wanna get
out.
freaked the fuck out. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of great anime, I'm sure, for that. Anyway, yeah. I'm surprised Kaede didn't say anything about Ash sword heroing into, or shield heroing into this world.
She probably
Is that-
did at the first time she met him.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely said that to Ash before.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. So you guys can keep chit chatting. You could head home.
Would you guys be interested? And
I've
because we're
watched all of
of
Avatar:
different-
The Last Airbender. Is that an anime?
Yes. Yes, it
Because
is.
we're all of a different world. Perhaps joining forces and hopefully being able to get us all back home.
I wouldn't say that Avatar is an anime. Actually, I think it's more of a cartoon than an
It's a
anime.
weeb and if thing enough though. If you think I'm not using cartoons also.
That's fair. Are you gonna use like Steven Universe and Adventure Time though? Those are definitely not anime.
I mean, they are.
But they're weeb. They're weeb enough.
I guess.
Anime is just animation. What
Think
people?
of it as this.
Specifically Eastern animation,
It
is
is
it not?
It is not. It is animation.
Oh.
Anime in Japan refers to any animation. That is why King of the Hill is an anime.
Think of it like this. If it were to
Oh, well,
appear
then I've
at a-
definitely seen a ton of anime.
if it were to appear at a convention, she will likely reference it at some point in time.
That's a fair
King
bait.
of the Hill been at conventions?
In Japan, probably.
Okay.
I would love to be at a convention and see like a Hank Hill
Actually,
cosplay.
I have seen Hank Hill cosplay. We were at it was ASEN, in 2020, or not 2020, 2019, because RIP 2020 and anime conventions. There was
Yep.
the entire alley.
And
full.
any conventions.
There was a Bill, a Boomhauer, a Dale, and a Hank, and they were
Amazing.
They were standing.
Did they have a fence?
I don't think they had a fence, but they definitely had like a cooler and drinks. I don't know, it was probably not beer, but they were just kind of standing by the escalators, just kind of sipping.
That's
Terrific.
funny.
Minding their own business. Yeah. Hank, King of the Hill.
I want to see a cosplay of the propane Terminator Hank Hill that Drawfee did.
That would be funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that'd be good.
Anyway,
So,
Willow
Ash,
asked a question.
I can't remember what I wrote down on my fucking piece of paper to know what the fuck I'm into. Because I actually think I did write down that I'm into, like, art and literature. So I would, like, probably actually vibe with Ash a little bit. But I'm not sure, because I don't remember what I wrote down.
I'm gonna go with that's fine if she's into literature. It makes sense. Maybe that.
Cam, what?
Uh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, I could definitely see Oakley being into, like, not necessarily like classic literature, but like Stephen King or more kind of modern stuff.
Lots of teen novels.
Yeah, lots
I've
of
definitely.
A lot of YA fiction.
Yep,
in
I have
there.
read
Hunger Games.
all- probably not
Divergent.
Hunger Games. That sounds like once they started talking about making a movie, I stopped reading them.
But I mean, you could have read them before they started making the movie.
That's true. I don't know if Hunger Games would be my jam, but definitely like
That Angel book
I mean, she can
series.
have read it without being
yeah,
like her jam.
definitely Maximum Ride would be Oakley's jam.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's this author whose name I can't remember who writes a bunch of stories about like different like health issues and stuff like drug addiction and like bulimia and stuff.
Gosh, and they all have names like Smash and
That's it.
Crank and Glass.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I've read
yeah.
that. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, that's definitely the.
Yeah, I
that's
like 'em.
I read a
definitely
couple of those.
The stuff that's
They're
over-
written in like prose or whatever the fuck that is. No, prose is regular writing style. What is
They're written
the
by multiple people. They're written by multiple people. Usually in first person. So
Anyway,
it's a collaboration. Yeah.
I don't think it is. 'Cause
anyway,
it's one lady.
That's way off topic
I'll
still.
explain.
We have already.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
We've already
my bad.
discussed the
Let's
type
go
of
back.
stuff that she is into. We don't need to talk about this book series. Anyway,
That's
yeah,
fine.
Oakley's definitely into more modern stuff. Ash is more of a classic lit guy. But
Yep.
That being
Cam,
said,
I was
he works
kind
in the
of-
library.
I was kind of hoping to see my quiz results again as well. Could you see if you can dig those up over the next week or so?
I don't know where they are. I'll look for them.
Okay.
But where the actual answers and stuff are, I don't know. Unless
I wish I'd thought to keep a copy of that.
because we did it on paper.
Because we did that one on
we
paper,
just wrote it
yeah.
on like blank scratches of paper, so.
I guess
Oh.
you could have given it back to us and I
No, hold on.
forgot.
I think I found someone's. I found this is Trina's. Also does not have her last name written here. It just says name Winna, and then I'm not reading through the rest of your thing to see if it's all there or not. So I have Trina's. I don't see anyone else's, and I'd imagine they'd be in here because hers was just in the Pathfinder book. I'll take her.
Is that the one with all my?
Yeah, it's not here for right
Yeah,
now.
it doesn't have to be right now, yeah.
I'll take a look. I just saw the Pathfinder book right next to me and saw it had some papers in it, so I figured I'd take a peek. Yeah. Anyway, Willow asked if you guys wanted to team up because you're a bunch of otherworlders, and I don't think we ever actually resolved that.
I
Yeah,
didn't
we
even
got
hear her say
distracted.
that.
I also didn't
Then
hear
why
that.
not?
Yeah, Ash would agree. That sounds like a good idea for them.
Perfect. I'm glad.
You
Yeah,
guys
let's
live in
form
the
a party.
bunkhouse too?
Dun, 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 dun.
Live in the bunkhouse? Sure. I think. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
You guys might have
what-
your own your own little flat or something, but you probably still just live in the provided accommodations of the guild. So it's cheap. It's included by doing the jobs, room and board, and you guys really haven't been here long enough to earn enough currency or clout to have your own individual places. So you were probably just out on a mission before you came back here, and that's why you guys haven't ran into each other, or you haven't noticed each
I'm
other.
busy reading.
You guys kind of keep to yourselves anyway, so you guys are probably up in your individual areas while they were out and about in common spaces, because they did some pretty social things when they were about. All right, so you guys heading back to home base
Yes, please.
Yeah.
You all, well, I say you all, Ash and Kaede ascend the stairs to get their mounts. The three of you who have your burbs right next to you have just kind of been preening themselves, kind of just checking out the surroundings and really taking in each other's company and advantage of the little bit more space they have.
What genders
outside
are
of their
perps?
stalls. I'm not sure.
Are you going to try to
You can't tell at a
sex the
glance,
birds?
and I don't think Oakley knows how to tell if a bird is male or female. So
You know Hazel's not bothering.
yeah. So
What do they care?
anyway,
I just wanted to know for naming.
it's a bird.
It is entirely up to you.
It's entirely up to you. You fly your way back to home base. It's a raucous party, as it always is. The difference being this time.
I'm assuming we'll find Flame somewhere near the center.
Yep. Just this time they have an excuse. Is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
The people have all been partying since Flame had left, basically. There is a banner up that is well askew and falling from the rafters at this point that you can kind of make out just the words "congrats," and that's it. The rest of it's kind of folded over on itself and illegible. There's spilled mead and wine and ale all over the floor. People are cheering and drinking and dancing. Some of the other musicians and bards and things are playing away in the corner these loud, fast dance tunes. Flame is arm wrestling a very large man, about 6'3" in pure muscle, and he's just struggling against this tense ball of energy that is Flame. She's just kind of glaring at him, grunting, just as he just kind of slowly gives way before she crashes his hand into the table with a thud, stands up, and just tosses her chair into the wall, just screaming, "Yes!" Before the chair shatters, and the guy shakes away his hand and kind of goes, "All right, that's only 5 in a row. No need to gloat." Before he goes and gets himself a drink. Flame notices you all enter, comes over, staggering, and it's just like, "Hi guys! Congrats!
Hi, Flame.
How's it going, hon?
Fantastic!
What a rager!
I've won a bunch of money in arm wrestling, and then I spent it all on drinks. And
Sounds like you're having a great night, Flame.
and damages.
I dab at her.
She said, and she kind of very drunkenly dabs back, and she's like, Gilbert's very, very upset that we started this before you guys got here. It was supposed to be a surprise, but I mean, who wants to start a party at the beginning when it's all slow and boring? Look at this. As you just see several people just doing shots at the bar, people throwing in cards at a poker table, arm wrestling, and Mercy. 2 people are in the corner just starting to bare knuckle box. And she's like, "See? It's fantastic."
Sorry. I was trying to say that I love to arrive fashionably late anyway.
And she's like, "It's the only time. I was the first one
And-
here. And, you know, I had nothing to do. I just was waiting, and I had to get the party started. Anyway, I got a drink over there I gotta go take care of. You all enjoy the party." And she staggers off and stumbles into a couple tables before she just grabs a bottle of wine out of someone's hand and begins downing it. She fully dabs with the wine bottle still in her hand, emptied.
Oh yeah, wine is splashing
No,
everywhere.
she downed the bottle, dropped
Okay.
Oh, I see.
dabs with the empty bottle, drops it, and it just shatters onto the ground before she takes a couple steps and goes, "I'll clean that up later," and goes over to a chair, sits down, and passes out. Alright. You guys are more than welcome to party it up, or...
I would like to do that, yep. I immediately hop up on a table, go, woo! And then I hop down, go straight to the bar to start taking shots, and then go dancing in the middle of the crowd.
Alright.
Alright, got a clear plan of action
Whenever
here.
Oakley doesn't pay it, is a good try. Whenever Oakley's not paying attention, I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation to warm the cup that they're drinking.
Just warm the beverage.
I don't have a cup.
Oh, well then whatever you're drinking
Well,
is now warm.
they were probably doing shots.
Yep.
Yeah, so every time you try to do a shot, it's warm.
I don't know. I don't
That's-
Every time.
I don't care.
I mean, they were probably room temperature.
Probably like
anyway.
lukewarm anyway,
Yeah.
room temperature.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
I don't
like
remember
hot.
this as being like a good
A
bar.
hot toddy.
A hot toddy. Every one of them is hot.
Just a lukewarm toddy.
It's burning your
The
tongue.
bartender's just kind of sees you do this. Just kind of shrugs. It's not his problem. He's just here to serve the booze.
He's like, yeah, it's
Try
not
to
dangerous.
throw Flames in the air over and over again.
I would like to teach everybody dancing how to do a mosh pit.
Okay.
That is. Oh.
They're gonna love the mosh pit.
Oh yeah.
All right. So how do you start
It's
a
too
mosh
bad
pit?
Blaine's passed out.
How do you start a mosh pit?
You push each
I-
other, right?
I assume kinda, yeah. I don't actually, there's different types of mosh
Is there
pits.
music playing?
Yeah, there's music.
There is
playing.
music playing,
How
yeah.
are you going to start a mosh pit with people who don't know what a mosh pit is?
How heavy are the band, how heavy's the band going right now?
Look, you want to do a bar
Pretty-
fight, punch somebody.
Pretty good. It's going pretty
I
loud
don't
right
want
now.
a bar fight, that's different.
There's already people.
Mosh pit.
There's already people bar fighting in the corner.
Ide? Would you like to go watch this from a higher level?
I start, like, pulling people closer into each other and just pushing us, making us go into kind of a circle, and I just like make motions to like
I wish you
indicate
guys
like we're
could
going
see
in
us
a
right now.
concentric circle, and I'm just shouting at people
Roll a persuasion
until we're
check.
all doing this.
Roll a persuasion check, and I'll give you advantage
Willow
on
and-
this.
Willow and Kaede and probably Ash would like to go up the stairs so we can watch it from a higher vantage
Alright,
point.
while Oakley is
Ash
trying,
is definitely not moshing.
while Oakley
I'm
is,
gonna grab a mead, but I am going to follow you as well.
Wants to do so much chaos.
roll another one because you had advantage on that. Okay, so Willow, Kaede, and Ash kind of walk partway up the stairs, so they have a full view of the absolute chaos that is this room. It's only about 10 to 15% rougher than a normal night here, as you are all well aware. And Oakley is corralling people in the corner, going, "Hey, we're going to teach you a dance. It's a dance from my hometown of Chicago. It's called a mosh pit, okay? You go here, you go here, you go here. Okay, everyone gather in tight. On the count of 3, you just start jumping and swinging your fists. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Just, everyone just kind of begins jumping almost simultaneously at first before she goes, no, not all at the same
Like
time.
in rhythm?
Like in rhythm. Like, hop, hop, hop. No. You all can do it separately. Do it at your own pace. Before it's just the cavalcade of
Whatever feels right.
the cavalcade of stomping footsteps and jumping people just kind of shakes the entirety of this building as drinks are shaking. The banner that was saying "Congratulations" finally falls to the ground, covering Flame passed out of the table. Oakley, Willow, Ash, you kind of see this happen and chuckle, and just Flame go, I wasn't asleep! What's happening? Is it bar fight? Bar fight? Puts up her
boy.
puts up her fists, head still draped in this banner, like when you cover yourself in a sheet and just kind of move your hands in it, you know. similar to that, like a kid in a
Hey.
ghost costume. Before she kind of goes, what's attacking me? Get no!" She pushes it off and goes, "What's happening over there?" And then kind of drunkenly stumbles over and begins her interpretation of moshing, which is bouncing up and down on one foot and then the other, dabbing in alternate directions, very steeply. So she-
Oh, perfect. Yes, fantastic. I
Are
see.
you seeing
Oh,
this?
I would like to see. Do I see flame?
Oh, you're kind of still at this point directing the people to do the mosh pit.
That's fair.
So, yeah, you could definitely see her very drunkenly try to figure out what's happening.
I go. Everyone stop. Do what the flame's doing. That's not moshing, but we're doing it.
How do I cast a spell again?
We're out of combat, so you just do !cast, name of the spell. So you
And she's gonna.
you go, everybody stop. The music kind of cuts out very suddenly and briefly, and you go, do what she's doing, and the music just picks right back up again with a cheer, and everyone just begins dabbing vertically, jumping from one foot to the other.
Kaede's gonna pull out her quill and she's gonna draw a large black circle and cast darkness centered on Oakley.
All right.
It doesn't help me, so that she then turns around and closes her eyes and looks at the ground because she can still see the horror that's going on down there.
Kaede casts darkness, kind of centered on this mosh pit, so she doesn't have to see what the horror that is conspiring right
Oh
now.
no, the thing is,
But
I
I-
can see through it because I
Oh,
have devil's
yeah,
sight.
so no one else
So
has to see
save
it.
everybody else.
Yeah, to save Willow and
I love the
Ash.
idea. I love the idea that Kaede is just like, okay, time for Japanese censorship laws.
I also appreciate that about Kaede.
This is 2 PG-13. You cast darkness, so that people are just kind of going, we don't care. Dancing, people are getting pushed in and out of the sphere of darkness because they can't see where anyone is. So it's really become like a metal concert mosh pit of people dabbing very poorly. Just kind of on the skirts as this darkness spell goes on. A couple of the people kind of go, well, this isn't going to do after a few moments of getting shoved around, as a light spell is cast to dispel the
Level.
darkness.
At what level?
At level 3.
Damn you.
You can't upcast the cantrip, and then the only thing higher that you could do is like a daylight spell, which is level 3. So they kind of cast it, and then they kind of sit for a second to go, casters, dancing lights, as all these casters kind of go, doot 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 doot, and a barrage of flashing lights of different colors and intensities and locations just kind of begin popping up everywhere around this room. One person
I
kind of
just scream out, "Fuck yes!"
you kind of see one person kind of stamp the ground, clap their hands. The earth kind of shakes briefly as all the torches in the room go out. So the entirety of this place is just illuminated by all these casters casting these various dancing lights at different intervals, flashing
yeah.
in multicolored splendor, dabbing,
I'm
dancing,
gonna-
Lights.
awkwardly
I'll
and
do them a
poorly.
favor. Cameron, I'll also cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Willow kind of reaches into her alchemist kit, pulls out some different chemicals, and begins mixing this kind of phosphorescent fluid.
Can I have the
And-
glitter in
And
it
I
as
was,
well?
I was
then?
about to say, pours a little bit of her glitter, and it kind of stirs it, shakes it up, and just kind of puts her thumb over the spout of the bottle before splashing it over the room, as slowly falling is this kind of blue-purple glitter, kind of landing on everyone, illuminating them, because they don't care about this. They're not trying to get out of the way. They're drunk and having a good-ass time right now.
I'm gonna start showering sparks over the crowd from up top.
Sparks showering, fucking fairy fire falling from the sky, dancing lights, music going, people dancing poorly. it is a madhouse in this bar right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Hazel, Oakley, Willow, Ash. I'd like each of you to make I said Willow. Willow, Kaede, Ash, make perception checks. Kaede, kind of cringing herself from this kind of chaos that has erupted
Get
below.
told that the Weaver's P had
Um,
put spot.
Willow
2016.
and Ash, you guys kind of notice some very heavy footsteps as you see at the top of the stairs. Commander Gilbert look down at the chaos, kind of pinch his kind of battle scarred face and nose, pull down his cheeks and just go, I can let loose once in a while.
Aw.
And he goes back to his office.
He's
What a
gonna
nice
go in there and
commander.
take a nice big sip of whiskey and goes, letting loose.
What's Hazel doing?
Maybe leans in his chair.
Yeah.
I said that I was
Puts his
gonna
feet
grab
up.
a meat and then go upstairs with them, but I'm not sure if anybody heard me.
I didn't hear that. So you're drinking with everyone else on the stairs while Oakley's just having a time. Slowly but surely, the casters begin. The casters and everyone in the center kind of begin tapering out, running out of kind of that intense energy that this environment is kind of conducive to. Before
I would like to. I like lean into one of the casters that I've seen, and just obviously screaming because it's so loud. I'm just like, can you cast thaumaturgy on me?
What?
No.
Can you cast thaumaturgy on me?
Why?
I'm gonna sing.
Fuck it! Go ahead, Oakley. Make a performance check.
I go up onto the stage and I kind of direct them.
Don't stop believing.
No.
Hey,
And
I will
Willow
also.
start walking towards the barracks.
I'm walking upstairs to the rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, Willow begins heading upstairs to go to bed, or to their bedroom.
Oh, I'm staying to watch this.
I'm gonna sing a day to remember. Just one of the songs. I don't know.
So are you just
I think
are you just
I'm
doing
gonna
this
go with
regardless? He can't hear me.
Mr. something or other. I can't remember. Hold on.
Mr. Something. Anyway, you begin singing, and people
Yeah.
are absolutely thrilled by this song that they've never heard of, to the point where the
Mr.
band
Highway's thinking about the end.
the band kind of cuts out because they don't know what to play to this, letting you kind of take the stage as everyone kind of focuses on you, and parties it up.
By the way, towards the middle, there's a part where I pause, and I turn around and kind of like tell the band to just make huge thrashing noises with like the stringed instruments and just start beating the drums, and I just scream, disrespect your surroundings.
That's when Kaede goes to bed.
That's when Kaede's had enough. The
Ash, are you
band's
coming to
kind of
bed?
like, we're not going to break or hurt our instruments, but
Well, you don't know. You don't gotta break it.
they just kind of
You just play louder. Just play louder.
they were playing as loud as they could before.
Okay.
You just want they just start playing like whatever they want, the most
There we go.
discordant
That works.
jazz music possible, the most uncoordinated freeform that any of you
Perfect.
have ever heard.
And
the
then-
people dancing kind of cover their ears at the high-pitched, discordant screeching.
And then I yell the thing about disrespecting their surroundings, and then I jump down and break a chair or something.
Just kind of elbow a chair and just kind of drop into it from the top of the bar. Kind of snaps. Everyone kind of looks around at the surroundings that have already been thoroughly disrespected. The plethora of broken
At
furniture.
no point have these surroundings
Vomit.
ever been respected.
Vomit, probably a little bit of blood from the bar fight, spilled drinks, and just absolute mess.
Will someone who he can hear tell Jordan to
Well, they can
mute
disrespect
himself
us
while
some
he's
more.
stirring?
Jordan,
I don't wanna be the only one
Madison
dropping
says
and
mute
breaking
yourself
stuff.
when you're stirring.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So, after a few more minutes of kind of people sweating it out, they relight the torches and everything around before kind of coming into a little bit slower, kind of wind down. Not like slow music, kind of wind down. Like, wow, that was a really exhausting 10-15 minutes. We need a break. Kind of music.
Hazel heads to bed like when the song ends.
Alright. Hazel heads upstairs to
Show's
tuck
over.
in for the night. So the only people who are still sticking around are Oakley and Ash. So, what are you...
Oh, yeah, no. Ash was going to go up with the other ones.
Oh,
I
okay.
was just waiting for a break.
Alright.
A bit of a pause.
I figured as much. Everyone, sans Oakley, has headed off to bed. Slowly but surely, the crowd that is not too far gone to make it up the stairs into their rooms begin drunkenly staggering up the stairs. A few people kind of slip a couple of times, with some of the more sobered up, kind of helping the people who could still walk, but with assistance up the stairs, before the band quits playing, packs up their instruments, and heads off to bed themselves. I imagine Oakley kind of heads to bed at around that same time.
Yeah, I do.
You all wake up in the morning. Oakley, with a sick hangover, more than likely, from hard.
I don't know,
partying.
man. I'm gonna
It's
I'm
nothing
gonna roll.
she hasn't put up with before. So.
Can I roll like an endurance or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to, that
I
is?
mean, let's be real. You're probably at least a little hungover.
That's true.
It's not like it's not impairing you in any significant way.
Yeah.
You're just
It was a rager.
It was a rager that you were kind of directing, so
True.
you were a little exhausted. The main group of people who went to bed before the main party
The
were,
reasonable times.
much more of the sour sports of the group. Kind of head downstairs first
Losers.
thing in the morning and see 20 or so people passed out in their chairs and on the ground in various states of covered in filth and mess from the night before. It stinks. There's broken furniture. There's broken glass. There's a couple of small puddles of blood with teeth next to them on the ground.
Hot.
You can see that the
Everything is sticky.
everything is sticky. You can see that the kind of bottles behind the bar, like what was a pretty well-stocked bar for most people in the past, most reasonable people, is just scraping by the end of the night. Be that through people spilling all their drinks and breaking all the bottles, or just the amount of pure alcohol that was consumed the night before. You can see off kind of to the side with a wooden broom and dustpan, Commander Wilbur dusting up the broken shards of glass and bits of chair and things. He sees Hazel come down. He says, "Don't worry about fixing these chairs. I had already budgeted for the damages from this party when you were going to be going through the trials. So, we appreciate
It's just
everything you
rolled
do,
into the cost of the party.
but don't worry about fixing these this time. They're just going to go in the firewood supply, as he kind of just dumps this stack of wooden planks, basically, onto a pile near a hearth, and begins cleaning up the glass and stuff. He says, quite the rager last night. Glad I let myself let loose, and not give myself an aneurysm from these young folks. Anyway, there's a couple jobs on the board over there if you want them. I doubt any of these fools will be taking them today. A few minutes later, Oakley comes down. Well used to this type of thing. Like I said, a little bit of a headache, but still one of the first people to awaken, if that says anything of the extent of the party last night. What are you guys doing?
Good job.
And
Yeah, what are the jobs on the
Wilbur
board?
has kind of set out some
I'm eating the most important meal of the day.
Yep, breakfast. Very, very important. Or good berry if you don't have other food. Good berry, most
I
important
go
meal of the day.
immediately to the bar and see if
Well, I
there's
bet I have
anything.
Goodberry. I love Goodberry.
There is not any.
You know how I
There
feel
are
about
other
Goodberry.
left, unfortunately. You go to the notice board, and one thing you guys do notice is one of the quests that had been taken or hadn't been taken previously that you were interested in has been taken. The one about exploring the abandoned castle for an archaeologist.
There was a ghost or something in there, right? Or was that a different one?
I think that was a different one. But the two that are kind of still remaining on the board is one depicts a very this is an architectural style you all would be aware of, a kind of traditional Eastern temple, and a note beneath it saying, several merchants who have stopped on this island near this temple have reported strange sounds coming from it in the night, and are worried that someone could be hurt while on trade, or a caravan could easily be disrupted if something was to go wrong here while on their travel, and the Merchant Guild is paying out 200 gold pieces to take care of that.
I think that might have been the one I was thinking of.
And then there is another one that is on there that is depicts it's kind of a Eastern European style village with a note beneath saying that they have been besieged by some terrible wizard of sorts who is attacking them and kidnapping the some folks in the village if they go against what he wishes, and they are paying 500 gold pieces for anyone who can help rid them of this evil caster.
And I'm trying to remember, they were like ranked, they had levels or something,
Yes,
right?
they did. You guys are companions. You are allowed to go up to a couple ranks higher than yourselves. These are both, These are both sergeant level quests. I will put in reference, just because this is something that will probably come up several times, the order of the rankings in just a moment. So, they're both sergeant level.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
But,
If you hear pops going off, there are fireworks in my area.
oh, it's Memorial Day weekend, isn't it?
Yes.
Good to know you are not being shot at.
They started on fucking Wednesday here.
I'm not actually from Chicago.
No, but
You're not from
Not
Muskegon
from
either.
Muskegon either, yeah. We've had a lot of shootings recently.
30 in 2 days.
One of the ones where the
Oh,
guy
is
died
that-
was like 2 blocks from where my best friend, where one of my best friends
Jesus.
used to live.
Oh, God, was that what the fuck was happening a couple days ago? I was going down Apple and there was fucking cops heading,
We slept.
3 or 4 cops heading over towards Laketon area.
We
I don't
slept,
know.
right?
Anyway,
Yeah, you guys have slept. You guys got a long rest.
We added the snippet in this one.
It's exclamation point GLR.
That you could just do exclamation point LR.
Did we
because
add
you
it?
added
Okay,
the-
I wasn't
yeah.
sure if we had it or not.
I think I like.
I
writ
think
it
you
out
did
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't actually have the tag to do it.
Yeah.
Look how weak I am.
Oh, little baby hit
Same.
points.
We have.
yeah,
only
I looked
one
at my
GPS.
sheet and went. I looked at my sheet and went 32.
32 what?
Hit points.
Oh, yeah. No, I told Lightning this, that your hit points are like less than half of what they were before, just because in 7th edition or whatever, in Pathfinder 2nd edition, you get max HP every level. So what I did for each of you, instead of rolling, I just gave you guys the average for level 2, 3,
Okay.
and 4. So you all have roughly the same amount. Some of you do have the same amount, depending on your Constitution modifier. Like, I think Oakley and Hazel might have the same amount, but
Ash and I looked to have the same
or maybe
amount.
Ash. There's some people who have similar amounts, but all of you are D8s except for Oakley. Or not Oakley, except for Kaede. So, most of you have about the same kind of HP. Moving forward, if you want
Extra
to,
squishy.
if you want to roll for HP, go ahead. This was just the easiest way for me to handle it.
What, you didn't want to roll for hit points on 5 characters?
The other, well, that wouldn't be
4
hard
times
to do.
each.
It wouldn't be hard to do in Dice Cloud or in Avri, because I could just do exclamation point R 3d8 3 times. But the other option was letting you guys keep that many hit points and just trying to figure out the right 5th edition balance for combat and stuff, and I decided against that because that was.
And is this an actual ranking system from like olden times?
Possibly?
Okay.
Yes, it is. I don't remember
So we can
what
take
it was
up
from
to
though.
2 above us? Or up
Yes.
to 1 above us?
Up to 2
Or
above
2.
you. You are all companion in arms at the moment. You could do a
Oh, we
sergeant
can take 2 sergeants.
or
And
staff sergeant.
Let's take the non-caster one? Oh no.
The
I'm interested in either.
the spooky sounds at night.
Sure.
I like merchants. They usually have a lot of fun things.
I don't know, bro. I'm a little hesitant to take the one that's more mysterious than the one that we know is a wizard.
But the other one is worth more gold pieces, so that one's probably harder.
The wizard one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Take whichever one makes us richer.
Well, that would be
Oh,
the
that's
wizard.
the one with the terrible wizard.
Oh, well, alrighty.
Is that the consensus then? You guys are going with the one that's worth 500 gold pieces and is the wizard?
I'm down to
Sure,
try.
I'm fine with either.
Going for the greedy play.
All right, you guys take down the flyer and head over to Knight Commander Gilbert, who says, alrighty, well, let's get you guys sorted. I was getting a little sick of cleaning anyway. I think I'm going to leave this to the people who wake up later. Just keep things clear of glass was my goal.
I have to run to the bathroom real quick.
Don't
Finishes
expect
sweeping up
Flame to help.
finishes up sweeping up some broken bottles. Lead you guys up to his office, where he hands you one of the waystones to the quest you have accepted. Who's gonna take that?
I will.
All right, Willa takes it, puts it in the Wayfinder's compass. If you guys have any supplies you'd want to buy right now before you head out, now would be the time, because who knows where you're going to end up.
I need a bedroll.
I need a bedroll.
Hunter, are there any supplies you want to buy
Um,
before we go?
Iris, how do my components work?
You have a focus. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What about components that cost stuff?
You have to buy the components that cost stuff.
Okay, so I need to buy some components.
I'll say you have the gold. I'll say you have the pearl for identify.
Okay.
I don't know what other spells you have that might have costed components at this moment.
Well, I'm gonna buy a few castings of Find Familiar.
Oh, that's fair. I forgot about that one.
I think
Oh, that's
my
what it was.
only
I gave
one
you
right
Find
now.
Familiar for free. I think that's why you had an extra spell.
Ah, that makes sense. You already said, "Hey, I got the owl feather easily." You said I already have identifies. That doesn't cost anything for sleep.
Identifying what spells do you have? You have Identify. You have Detect Magic.
I have Catapult, Detect
Catapult.
Magic, Disguise Self, Find Familiar, Ice Knife, Identify, Mage Armor, Sleep, Thunderwave, and Witch Bolt.
Yeah, I think.
Agonar's Scorcher, Darkness, Dragon's Breath, Mirror Image, Web.
Okay, I think all of those except for Identify and Find Familiar are you can just use a focus for.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Are we capable of buying magical gear while we're here, or no?
you have
Just
no
regular
money.
supplies?
Um,
Oh, that's true.
So I'm gonna spend half of my gold and buy 5 castings of Find Familiar.
Isn't Find Familiar 25?
Man,
gold
money's
pieces
a thing in
apiece?
this one,
5
huh?
gold apiece.
Oh, it's 10. I thought it was 25. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. So,
Why can't I?
you guys buy whatever supplies you wanted. Gather your birds. The pack turkey that is carrying all of your guys' supplies, or your foods, at least.
Did the turkey have a
I also
name?
need to buy rations for myself too, because I actually don't think I have any for myself.
Yeah, I need to offload some things on the pack turkey because Ash is he skipped leg day and arm day and every day.
Ash skipped muscle day.
The pack turkey can only hold, was it 41 more pounds? So please use sparingly.
No, it can go up to 240.
But then it can only move at 5 feet.
If it goes over 240, it can only move 5 feet.
Oh.
If it goes over 160, it moves 20 feet slower. And has disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws that use strength, dex, or con. So it still has about twice its weight it can carry. If one of you were to ride it, then you definitely would be unable to do that because between your weight and your gear, it would be too much. So, you've got
Well, we have cooler birds anyway.
birds that are designed for riding, mounting,
And they look cooler.
and they look cooler.
They're not a
They're
turkey.
not a turkey. Although I love the idea of these birds of prey with a turkey flying behind, just going. Anyway, since there is
7
no
gold,
navigation,
2
you just kind of get pointed straight line direction. I would like someone to roll me a d10.
So
I
I'm
feel
in
like
the middle
maybe
of
I have
offloading
more
my things
gold
to
than
the
I'm
turkey.
supposed
It
to.
takes 10 days to get to where you are going,
Damn it.
but about midday. How much gold do you have, Madison?
Like 50.
No, that sounds about right.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else had about 40 something.
Okay.
So it takes about 10 days for you guys to get where you're going before you land on the island that you can assume is directing you to the village. Someone else roll me a percentile.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I got 37.
So you kind of land in a pretty wide open field, and you can kind of tell that this is a place where a lot of people head through. There's some paths leading further into town, while the compass points kind of directly through the forest there, you can kind of safely assume that the easiest way to get to wherever you're going is through these paths. One thing you encounter along the path is this kind of decrepit, falling apart church and graveyard. And there's some broken stained glass windows out front. You can see the doors kind of tightly shut.
Why?
Let me put you on the page. Oh, you guys are on the page. Cool. You can see kind of the area coming from up north a ways. You kind of walk across the bridge, carry your way into the village. By the time you get there, sun's beginning to set, and there seems to be some form of festivities kind of beginning to happen. Some sort of celebration. It's a pretty small town. Probably 20, 30 buildings altogether. Pretty small village. People are kind of scurrying around. You can see people rushing to kind of a pavilion set up in the town center with trays of steaming fresh bread and things. There's several rows of chairs and stuff set out in rows, and people are kind of very quickly shuffling around trying to get things in order. What are you guys doing?
Is it roll advantage? Is that the token thing?
Well, I guess we should go up and introduce ourselves.
Yeah. Check out what those buns are about.
Check out what those buns are about.
I'm down.
Perislavel Zaleski.
Okay, cool. That's how you say that. Alright, you kind of walk up to some of the people that are kind of taking a breather, drinking some water, sitting down for a moment, and ask what's going on. They kind of say, it's a wedding. There's a wedding tonight, and we have to get everything in order for them. Don't want the bride and groom getting upset, but more importantly, what are you all doing here? This is not a safe place for outsiders.
Yes, we are
Eastern
trying to
Europe.
make it safer.
Trying to make it safer? Oh, are you with the hunters?
Yes, we are.
Oh, come with me then.
Hence the birds of prey.
Ah, I see. People come by with all sorts of mounts. He says, come with me. As he leads you to kind of one of the bigger houses, to this older man, kind of mid to late 60s, kind of leaning over on a cane. Kind of looks at you with kind of foggy, overt eyes. Kind of says, "Hello? Are you the ones we sent for to take care of that madman at the edge of town?"
Yes, sir. The name's Willow. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure. Welcome to
Perislavel Zaleski.
Perislavel Zaleski.
Terence Flavel Zaleski.
Perislavel Zaleski.
Stephanie.
I'll just say the name.
Terence Flavel Zaleski.
Perislavel Zaleski. Perislavel Zaleski.
Perislavel
Perislavel
Zaleski.
You can call me Dimitri, Willow.
How do I download
And
my token onto
I
local?
suppose your friends can call me Dimitri as well.
Drop it or whatever.
So I assume you are all competent folks. You're allowed to come here after all. You're not green. I can take it.
Yes, sirree.
Not green at all.
And he says,
Your name and your picture.
well, excuse me. What we have a problem with is this wizard of sorts at the edge of town. He comes in every evening, and if we don't do what he wants and give him food or drink or coin, he enthralls one of our own and takes him back to the church where they feast on his blood or feast on their blood and never see them again. It's quite a problem.
Heinous.
And
Yes, I can see how that would be.
this used to be such a peaceful town until he appeared out of nowhere. Says he built himself up from the muck in the swamp by the church, but I don't believe that. Says he's made of bugs and snakes and rats. But I don't believe that. Ash, make me an intelligence check. Or let's go with history. You
Nice.
can kind of recognize some elements here of a classic Russian folklore, folk story called "The Warlock and the Soldier."
The
Yeah.
Warlock and the Soldier. Okay.
The Warlock and the Soldier, or sorry, the Soldier and the
Should
Warlock.
I look that up IRL
Vampire.
or?
I will send you I will send you a link.
Cool. Thanks.
I'll just put it in reference if you would like to read that. So you can kind of figure out what you know about it. And he says, "We'd very appreciate it if you could take care of him and get him out of our hair. We have put aside a large sum of money we save from trading whatever we can with passing merchants and such." But I'm sure you all are competent and will be able to take care of this, no problem. Now, if you excuse me, I'm tired and I need to go rest. He kind of
That is
hobbles
fair.
back to inside the longhouse that he came out of. And the man...
Want to scout this place out? Make a plan?
Yes, sirree.
Yes, sirree.
Let's go.
Go ahead and roll some investigation checks.
Ooh.
Alright, you kind of check around the town. It's a pretty normal village for the most part. A lot of the locals seem to be kind of hesitant to interact with you. The last stranger who's really come through here has been kidnapping and murdering their townsfolk, so they're a little bit hesitant, but
What does he look like? As I ask one of them
uh,
who are talking about it.
he's a gaunt man, pale skin, pale as the grave, sunken eyes, nails like claws,
What kind of like magic
teeth like
did
an
he use?
animal. I am not one to speak of magic. All I know is that it seemed like witchcraft of sorts. I saw him come into town, and he asked for a woman to come with him freely, and she refused. So he stared into her eyes, and like a zombie of sorts, she followed behind him, like lacking free will. She was never seen again. Well,
Okay. She wants to ask her name, but I don't want to make you come up with a random name. Is it Russian?
it's absolutely Russian.
Okay. Hey, Ash. Is this ringing any bells?
Yeah, I'll continue to ring more bells as I finish reading.
I
uh,
wasn't sure. I was just thinking it was a natural segue point.
Ash is like flipping through his book, reading a totally different story, and he's like, "Hold on, let me finish my story first. I'll tell you about
hold
it in a
on,
second."
hold on. I have to finish this chapter, and let me go back. I do remember this one.
I know this.
Okay, yes. Yeah, it reminds me of an old story called "The Soldier and the Warlock" or "The Soldier and the Vampire." In it, the soldier seems to trick the warlock into thinking that he is on the warlock's side, and with that, the warlock tells him his vital weaknesses. The warlock, in particular, here, he has sort of blood magic that can only be stopped if you take the blood of the person who has been affected and pour it back into them by a cut on their heels. And he's got a yeah, that's awfully specific. Also, he says that the warlock can only be killed if his body is burned on a pyre of aspen boughs. And when that happens, a bunch of vermin will flee from him, and we would have to kill all of them to prevent the warlock from coming back to life.
Ooh.
Wow,
rough.
this is complicated.
So we beat him up, restrain him, and take him back.
I mean, that
Alright,
seems
good talk.
probably the best. How else are we gonna manage to do it? Oh, am I muted?
No, you're
No, you're not.
you're
Okay.
not. Just no one has an answer to that question.
I couldn't hear it. I was downstairs, and I did have it muted.
What kind of trees are around us?
I couldn't
Various
find another big one.
oaks and maples, elms. There's a few pines about.
Can I keep an eye out for that tree for the pyre that I was speaking of?
Make a nature check.
I don't know how good this will be. Not great.
You don't know what an aspen or.
Is there any way I
an
can help
aspen
with
tree
that?
Looks like. You can make a nature check of your own.
As she starts talking about, like, maybe we can find that tree here, like,
Uh,
but I don't know what kind of tree that is.
Hazel, you kind of look around and have a kind of pretty good idea that the type of forest that this village is surrounded by is not the type of forest that would have aspen. Was it aspen trees? Whatever.
Aspen,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was aspen. Okay, the aspen trees. You would need, according to the story, as Ash tells
This
you.
isn't the kind of forest where aspen grows. Shouldn't be any aspen here. Not saying there's not, but there shouldn't be.
Aspen Dental?
I'm wondering how we're supposed to kill this thing then.
Maybe there would be a similar little island that could have a different kind of, you know.
I will
Aspen
also I will
population?
also bring forward a point that Hazel, Oakley, and Willow will have remembered, at least as they've encountered these kind of things in the past, and had kind of explicitly told to them that the stories that we know that are from this world are inspired
fact.
by, but not taken as fact. So there are aspects of truth within the tale, but
We may just need to be killed by fire damage.
also it's hard to say where the truth lies.
I mean, the moral I got out of the story, hearing it as a small child, was that the soldier was cunning enough to use flattery to trick the warlock into telling him his weaknesses, and then was able to plan accordingly from there. For instance, in the story, the soldier manages to defeat the warlock for a time so that while he is unconscious, he grabs the peasants and then they all surround the bonfire so that the entire village can work together to banish the warlock.
Well, Ash, would you say that you are charming enough to do such a task?
I've had to handle a fair share of characters that I might have called warlocks in my previous life.
Haven't we all? But would you be willing to put your life on the line for this, is what I'm specifically asking.
I could attempt to do so. I would, a little more confident if, you were all, nearby, perhaps.
Well, certainly. We wouldn't leave you just dangling on a rope, now would we?
Insight check.
He has no way of knowing.
Yeah.
He's known us since last night.
I have no way of knowing. Willow can. Willow's pretty cutthroat. Willow, are you lying? Or actually, yeah. Are you? If you're lying, roll a deception check. If you're not lying, don't worry about it.
Oh, she's lying and she's doing a good job.
I don't know if Willow would be lying. I don't think Willow would actually leave you dangling.
Regardless,
You also don't know that.
Yeah.
That's my second nat 1 of the night. And I've only made like 4 rolls.
Yikes. This bodes well for this campaign, am I right? Yeah. You seem to be pretty content with that answer.
Alright, cool. Why would a puppy girl leave me to die?
Yeah.
Ash trusts Willow with his life.
Wouldn't leave you to die, Ash.
Oh no, of course not.
Alright, cool. Also, there's a wedding in the story. The warlock attacks during the wedding. So...
Maybe we can find out if there's a wedding going on anytime soon.
Oh, when we came into town, we heard that there was a wedding.
Oh, well, I guess I wasn't paying that much attention.
Kaede was too busy drawing anime.
Yeah, you see 2 new drawings on her cloak.
Yeah.
Each character needs to have the thing that they're doing that just explains any distraction.
3 of them are
Hazel's
reading
shuffling through their
anything else.
iPod.
Hazel's like, no, skip, skip, skip. No, I like that one. No, skip, skip, skip. Yeah. So what's your guys' plan? Gonna wait for the wedding? You're gonna...
I mean, we should probably warn them vis-a-vis the wedding.
Well, I mean, they've...
Scope it out ahead
This
of time.
isn't the first time that the warlock has come by, so I feel like they're probably as warned as they could be.
Well, but they don't have any reason to believe that he's going to attack during the wedding.
So what we should do, what we could do is we could scope it out, attack him. If we have to run, we can, and then as a backup plan, we can set an ambush at the wedding. But I think we should try to take care of it outside of the town first, because that ensures less damage to the town and its people.
So, I will say, in this tale, the soldier, although the hero is perhaps a little, cutthroat, in that he actually does help the warlock steal the blood at first of the couple. Which is how he gets on the warlock's good side to find out his weaknesses.
Well,
Maybe we should just go talk to him.
Maybe he's a chill guy. Have they tried talking to him?
I think, either way, it does seem beneficial to, scout out the surrounding area. Either we could talk to him before he launches an attack, try to befriend him beforehand, try to stop him. Either way, it'd be very helpful if we could find him outside of town. Is there a graveyard nearby?
Oh yeah, you guys walked past the church and graveyard on the way here.
Right.
That's where
okay.
the wedding's happening.
No, the wedding's happening in town. You just walked the path by
Oh,
the
I thought
church.
the wedding was at the church.
No, you passed the decrepit old church onto the way into town.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
No. The church is not at the wedding, or the wedding is not at the church. The wedding is in the center of the village. The warlock lives at the church.
Oh, okay.
So,
So, Again, Fable suggests trying to find the warlock in the cemetery, and I believe the town elder who we just spoke to even said that the warlock claims that he is a self-made man by the church or something, right?
He was made rose from the swamp by the church that he calls home.
So he says.
It's very different than a self-made man.
I mean, in a way, he is a self-made man. He's kidnapping.
Made himself.
He's kidnapping people to survive. So.
Are all witches self-made?
Doing that on his own.
Or self-made people?
Only if their original body got destroyed. Only if the phylactery has seen use.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So,
Okay.
the sun's kind of beginning to set. People are bringing out torches and long torches on poles and sticking them in the ground to kind of illuminate the kind of center of the village.
And the wedding is when?
Soon. Shortly after
Like
Sunday.
today?
Today.
Okay.
Like a couple hours from now at the latest. Like shortly after sundown. And the sun is kind of slowly starting to begin to set.
So if we want to try to make something happen before then, we need to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hustle.
Let's hustle.
Yeah, let's
Let's
we
do
do
that.
that.
Let's do that. Okay. You guys kind of hustle back into town, or out of town, and kind of as the sun kind of slowly dips below the horizon, darkness kind of begins to settle, and as you
What's it settle on?
guys are coming into town or out of town. It's these tokens are also wildly different, and I keep thinking the grimoire for Kaede is like a chocolate bar or something.
Oh yeah,
I
forgot. How do I get my
imagine
token?
eat chocolate.
Can I see Oakley? I can't
Click
see
and
it good on
drag
here.
from the character sheet
Oh,
after
okay.
you upload it to the sheet. You can click and drag it into the map.
Can I see your picture of Oakley?
Okay, there's my sheet. I was
Oh,
I was confused.
you were the last one, so I thought you would have just taken the random name, because that's just how I always do. I just give everyone 5.
Right, I was confused. I looked at this earlier, and there was nothing. So
That makes sense. Let me find the token, because as you guys are
Oh
kind
my fucking god.
making your way almost
Downtown?
to the church,
Downtown.
you
We probably are walking fast.
I mean, yeah, you are hustling.
And we are homebound, not our home, but the wizard's home.
I need you. Yeah, I'll grab that.
okay, follow-up silly question. I'll get my token on here. There it is. Thank you.
The simple answer is I'll just do it. Alright. So as you guys are kind of first of all, let's get marching order
real quick,
established.
Never mind, I'll just scoot over that way, that makes more sense.
Oh, yeah, right, because I'm back here.
And also, everyone add your HP to the bar for your token, so it'll be above it.
Yeah, you guys got it. I gotta remember, I'm not playing Felix. Your boys in the back.
Yeah, boys in the back.
Backseat gaming.
Cam, how do
Yeah,
I delete? I put a second one down because I didn't realize we had been moved. It's like over by the church building
I
still.
got it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay.
Also, Cam, before this starts, I'd like to roll to commune with my spirits to see which tale they would like me to tell.
All right, roll your d6.
Wait, I gotta send it. I'll send it to you later.
And I'll be honest, I don't know what that one is off the top of my head.
That's the tale of the runaway.
All right. I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm gonna have to do to you like I did to Felix, where I have to have your subclass open because it has a bunch of different things it can do. Can you
To be fair, you did this to yourself.
I did do it to myself, but I had to do the same thing I did for Felix. Use reaction to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. You can choose any number of creatures you can see within 30 feet up to its charisma modifier, minimum of 0, to use the same reaction. That's pretty fun. Teleport a bunch of people with you. That's your reaction. Whenever you want to use that die on yourself.
Yeah, my charisma modifier is 4, yeah, so I think I can hit all of us if I need to.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's fun. All right. So that's the tale you know. This
Oh, I didn't realize I had that too. Oh, cool.
So by the time we get to this creepy church, I'm imagining I'm in front because I'm going to be talking. Are other people trying to like hide so it seems like it's just me, or are you just like a posse in the back?
Oh yeah, we should probably hide, huh?
Yeah, probably.
I too, yes, will be hiding, and I have hashtag stealth.
Iris, I didn't realize how much sense Keen Mind makes until just this moment.
What do you mean?
Just like the ability that she does memorize. She knows all the comics she has ever read. She knows all the manga she's ever read. She's,
Yeah.
she's probably drawing
She's
her
the
own
perfect
manga
lead.
out to then reread it,
Absolute. Oh yeah, adding the feats was a fun thing to do because it's like, what can I add to this character that makes sense?
I also didn't see that till just now.
Oh yeah. No, you have keen mind.
I have to say, I had fun reading through it to be like, oh, I understand why I have this, but boy, I wasn't expecting it.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the fun part. Where it's like, oh, I could see why this is a reasonable thing, but not what I expected. Like I said, Trevor, you were a real hard one to figure out what to make.
I intentionally tried to make like a 5-dimensional character.
Yeah. Some of them really fall into place. Other ones are like, oh no. Oh no. Like, I think Oakley was kind of difficult to figure out what they were going to be. Alright. Everyone who's hiding, make a stealth check.
I've already done it.
So,
Stealth check?
Stealth check. So that's
Oh, this ain't
Oakley,
gonna be
Willa,
good.
Hazel, and Kaede.
I literally rolled a 5, but I'm a badass, so it was a 15.
I got that plus 10 stealth 2 on my rogue. It's pretty fantastic. Alright. You all kind of back a little ways, see this very distinct man. 6'6", like 6'6". Very
Sorry, I was confused. Are we all hiding away from Ash?
hiding like a little bit back, like kind of you
Okay,
see
I'm gonna
him
be-
step out.
I'm
of the
actually
woods
going to
and
be
stuff.
standing with Ash.
Oh, you're coming with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh.
I was confused.
Okay.
All right, so it's Ash and Kaede, as this kind of 6'6" tall man, very gaunt skin, pale, almost skeletal at the moment. Kind of these deep sunken, bloodshot eyes, kind of
I'm not sure if you're going to be able to
wispy,
Well,
white hair and very sharp nails. As the fingers, as the skin on his fingers is kind of receded a little bit. Just lips kind of cracked and pulled away from the teeth, where the gums have almost completely receded to the root. As he walks across the bridge, seeing you and Kaede.
hello, good sir.
Hello!
Wonderful evening you're having, isn't it?
Ah, fantastic. There's a wedding tonight, and I can't wait to meet the bride and groom.
Where are you coming from, if I may ask? I believe we're traveling to the same place. Maybe we could get to know each other along the way. This is my friend Kaede here.
Hello.
He kind of looks at you and says, traveling to the same place, but it seems you just came from the village.
Yep. We got a little
It
turned
does seem
around.
that way, doesn't it?
We lost our way, but we had an invitation telling us that we were to join this wedding, and so if you are heading to the wedding, that must be where I need to go.
Oh, and he says, oh, fantastic. Well, if that's the case, I love to have two lovely warm bodies with me. As he kind of reaches one hand around Ash's shoulder and kind of gives it a very, not super tight, but kind of a, hey, you know what you're dealing with squeeze as his nails kind of dig into your armor a little bit and you kind of feel it in your flesh. And Kaede kind of almost rips your robe a little bit with his nails. And he kind of goes and says, oh, sorry about that. I can take care of it later if you come back to my place. Anyway, shall we be going?
Wow, this wizard is very forward.
That's fine. And she draws like a band-aid in air, puts it on the robe, and casts mending.
Alright. So as you're kind of walking down the street, because mending takes a minute to cast, kind of drawing this very detailed band-aid, almost chibi anime character, as it kind of goes over the robe and patches it, kind of sort of covering over the drawings that were there before. It's this kind of fresh chibi anime patchwork thing. And he says, so, how do you know the bride and groom?
Well, we're actually kind of offshoot. Well, she's my plus one, but I'm kind of an offshoot, you know, like second cousin, like 1.5 times removed. It's a little awkward with the family tree, you know?
Distant relations. I see. Well, I guess you can say we're also distant blood relatives then. Anyway, shall we be going? The ceremony should be over by now, and the real festivities should really be beginning.
Sure. Out of curiosity, since you asked, who sent out your invitation? How are you related to the family?
Oh, well, you see, everyone in town is invited to the wedding. It's such a grand, formal occasion. It'd be rude to leave anyone out of such a wonderful occasion.
I see. Well, I mean, and I'm sure they would be smart enough to invite you. I can tell by your stature that you seem to be quite powerful.
Where is he walking?
Right now, he's probably walking, like, shoulder to shoulder between you two, kind of very buddy, hands on each of your guys' shoulders. Like, yeah, you're coming with me.
Do you think could I sneakily quick ritual cast detect magic?
I mean,
Isn't a ritual cast like 10 minutes?
Not for me.
Not for him.
Oh, okay.
Once a day, I could take it as a normal action.
Yeah, cast it as a normal spell.
Yeah.
Specifically.
But no spell slot.
But no spell slot. Yeah, go ahead. You can
And
kind of take out your book and kind of very, very nonchalantly. Yeah, this is just my book. This is the wedding gift. Yeah.
I'm very much trying to keep his attention on me at the time, like
make a deception check.
filling space.
Me?
No, Ash, make a deception check. Kaede, make a sleight of hand check. Make that sleight of hand check. with
Find me a
advantage.
decent roll.
At advantage? Did you say at advantage?
Yes, at advantage for you, because he is distracted with Ash.
Ouch.
Ouch.
I
Kaede
did my
kind
part,
of.
gosh darn it.
You kind of get out your book and begin cast, kind of like yeah, and he kind of looks over as
It's
your
still a
book
ritual.
kind of begins floating up in front of you a little bit, and kind of goes, "Oh, what a fancy book you have there. Mind if I take a look?"
Yeah, why not? As she shows the book to him.
He kind of begins paging through, and he's like,
It's all manga pages.
I was about to say, he's like,
Every single spell is a manga page.
he's just kind of like, quite the artist you are.
Yes,
Um,
thank you.
Now, how does this book float?
Oh,
Just
I- it's,
imagining
uh,
a witch, like, reading through My Hero Academia.
she's really bright and goes. It's actually an enchantment that happened after I spent a lot of time working with it, using special inks to make some of the artworks. And she goes and pulls out one page that describes like all the components that went into making that drawing. She like kind of loses the spell as she obsesses over the art.
Anyway, very, very uninterested in this new distraction, or this new development. As you're just kind of gushing openingly about all your manga and things, he begins paying no attention to you. Go ahead and make another check if you would like, another sleight of hand check. As he kind of turns his way to Ash and says, "So she's your +1, passionate, right?"
Very, yes.
What?
You know, I don't entirely understand all the elements of her work, but I appreciate her passion behind it.
Oh, his body reeks of necromancy.
So dead people.
And
Dead.
Hazel,
Maybe not
Willow,
people.
and Oakley, what are you three doing? As they
They've
have kind of
walked away
walked
from us,
past
right?
you guys, yeah. They're probably a good 100, 200 feet in front of you.
I guess we'll follow them at a distance.
And sneakily,
Let's get another round of stealth checks, because you're on the move
like
now.
staying in bushes and stuff.
Oh,
All right.
just
Ooh,
me.
Oh,
Hazel's
okay.
sneaky.
That was...
Good job, Hazel.
You guys did pretty well, for the most part.
Hopefully got the same thing
Willow
again.
kind of, at one point, steps on a twig, lets out a loud crack, and he kind of quickly turns his head to the side and tenses up his claws on Ash and Kaede's shoulders before he sees a small young deer kind of bolt off into the forest, and he says, I'll have to take care of that thing later then. Anyway, carry on as you guys make your way to the village, and people are kind of dancing and twirling. It's not nearly as upbeat and over the top as the party was 10 days ago, but it's a pretty subdued affair. People are eating, chatting, drinking lightly. But as one person kind of notices the warlock approach, their face kind of grows sour, and
What is that noise?
that was just a thing that that Trevor's mic does sometimes when it sounds like a vacuum. I don't know what it is
Oh.
that does that. It just does it
I thought
occasionally.
it sounded like someone was standing like a foot and a half away from a very loud car.
Okay, sorry. I understand now what's going on. I have a cooling pad, but every now and again it starts acting up, so I just unplugged it, so it should be
Okay,
better now.
That's what that was.
Ah.
Okay.
I
You've had some weird
understand
mic
what's going
sounds in
on.
the past. I wonder if that's what that was then too.
But I want to say, I know it's not a very far walk, but during that time I want to try and flatter him up and see if I can be like, oh yeah, well you seem, like you know what's going on with her book. You got any cool magics yourself? You definitely have a aura of confidence that kind of begets that might be pretty useful and resourceful. See if I can get him to say anything about
Make a persuasion
his
check.
magic. Oh, this is why I wanted persuasion.
You're still a bard. You're still proficient in it, right?
Yeah, I am, but could have expertise.
He kind of.
That's fine.
He kind of goes, "Oh, I appreciate the flattery, but all I know is a couple parlor tricks, and I'd show you, but I don't want to spoil the rest of this lovely couple's evening. Now, if you don't mind me, I think I'm going to go have a few bites to eat and a few things to drink, and maybe I'll see if I can have a dance with the bride. You two enjoy your evening." as he kind of pats you guys on the back below the neck and says,
Okay, that didn't work.
if you'd like a...
So the rest of us can probably enter the wedding at this point, right?
Presumably. You all
Okay, I'm gonna go in.
kind of get out of cover and, in the most nonchalant way possible,
Just
approach-
casually stroll straight
I
from
mean,
a
we're
bush to the
just-
wedding.
We're just fashionably late, that's all.
I mean, it makes sense for Hazel, being a druid and all, but Willow and Oakley are a little bit weirder. Yeah, you guys make your way to...
I'm very glad
I would
decided
like
walk.
to not like pop out of the woods, but maybe like figure out a way
backtrack a
to.
little bit.
What?
I mean, you guys backtrack a little bit and then
Yeah.
pop out of the woods. You don't just pop out of the woods into the wedding. That's too weird.
Yeah, I was assuming that.
Unless you're Hazel.
Yeah. he's-
Yeah,
Yeah, after
yeah.
he
So
walks
maybe
off.
just look at Hazel and be like, okay, there's like a wood bracelet here. I sort of see what they've got going on. That makes sense.
It tracks.
After he walks off, I'm gonna take a deep sigh. My customer service face is gonna fall for a moment. I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, thank God! I'm glad that I wasn't the only one there." Oh God.
It's kind of a sigh of relief as this warlock is going to harass the people in the village, and you kind of see him chatting and the forced laughter from some of the villagers trying to hide the fear on their face as he's drinking a glass of wine in front of them and picking off various snacks and hors d'oeuvres.
Man, what a jerk! He double dipped. That's how we know he's evil.
I want to pop up next to Ash and agree with him.
Right. Anyway, that plan failed. So, he doesn't seem to be willing to be friends. So, anybody else want to do anything besides just attack him in the middle of the wedding?
He did invite you to his house.
He did invite us to his house.
We take
Hey,
what we're
so
invitation.
we met these 3 other friends,
Heidi,
and we all want to come to your house.
This is Kaedes plus ones, plus ones, plus one.
Hey, they got a +1, and then their +1 got a +1. And...
Yeah.
The village is very
The
generous.
whole village? Did you say the whole town was invited, or did I mishear that?
The whole town's
So,
invited.
we could do that with the knowledge that it might spell a little bit of harm for the bride and groom who could or could not be healed afterwards, depending on how truthful this version is.
well, I can heal people.
God.
Normally, I can heal normal people. We'll see about the rest, but
See about the rest. Alright. So, are you guys just kind of chit-chatting, pretending to be enjoying the wedding in your own ways, while keeping an eye on the warlock?
Yeah, I guess that's the best we got.
I can't think of a better plan.
Alright.
I didn't expect to be working on this tight of a time frame.
Partway through the evening, as things are kind of beginning to slowly wind down, you see the man kind of approach the bride, who's been sitting and blushing next to her groom, stick out his hand and bow. You can kind of
Make
see
an
the
advance.
groom look at his bride and kind of squeeze her knee as she accepts the hand, and they begin twirling in a very awkward dance, taking them away from the party, away from the buildings.
Wait, he's just
He
dancing
just
her out of
danced her
town.
out of there?
The bride looking around fearfully at you guys, knowing that you are the ones who are supposed to come
guess we should
take care of
stop
this
it.
thing. He's just kind of twirling before he gets about 50 feet out of town. 50, 100 feet out of town.
Okay.
I mean, I
At this
asked him
point,
to
we need
stop
to do
after him.
something, right?
And releases the
yeah,
woman's
we
hand
follow after him.
and says, you can kind of hear him say to the woman, "I would like to cordially invite you and your husband to my fine abode for a night of celebration away from this rest of these common folk. I can provide such an exquisite experience for both of you. You will be in bliss until the end of your time." And you kind of
Brad's gonna be like, "Oh my god, why is this creepy wizard trying to have a threesome with us?"
you can kind of hear her go, I don't know if that's something my husband is okay with, but I can go ask if you would like. And he says, "Oh, be free to go ahead, my dear. I wouldn't want to impose on a lovely couple's conversation of such an important matter on your wedding night. But I will be waiting here, eagerly awaiting both of your responses." As he kind of puts his hand out in a kind of flourishing bow before reaching into his kind of coat pocket and pulling out a cigarette, snapping his fingers and seeing it alight.
Cam,
I
I
was
made a
expecting
new
you to go for
token,
medicine.
and replaced my portion, but I can't delete the old token.
Oh,
Nope.
You seem to have deleted the new one.
that one.
There we go. Thank you.
So he kind of sits there,
Well, it's not.
smoking
I
a cigarette.
would like to go
staring
talk to the
intently.
bride and try to, like, kind of like grab her by the hand and lead her back into the village, such as something to the effect of like, "Oh yes,
She's
you invited me and my +1 as well. We should definitely all go together." And just keep up like a very happy face as we kind of disappear into the crowd a little bit more away from the guy.
She was heading over to the husband already, so he was already away from her. He wasn't heading up to back into the village at the moment. He's just kind of waiting, checking out the entirety of the situation, seeing you all kind of off discussing your own things. You and Kaede speaking with these three people he has no knowledge of, basically. Three new strangers that you two seem to be kind of fraternizing with. But surely enough, you head over and catch the bride and groom in a very frantic, if we don't go, he's just going to make us go. If we go willingly, maybe we'll survive. And the husband going, "No, if we don't go, then I don't know why we should not go. If we don't go, he comes and casts a spell on us and we make us go and we die. If we go willingly, maybe there's a chance we survive." And the bride just kind of says, "No, but I don't want to go. Either way I see it is a certain death. If we stay here, at least we have a chance to escape. If we go there, we're walking into our graves."
DM question. I don't quite. I want to get an idea of like the size of the village. I guess like where the bride and groom is. Can you like clearly see the creepy dude?
Clearly not quite for a normal person. But from where the bride and groom are, they're kind of far enough away where they can see over the crowd, because this is a tall guy just kind of staring with his cigarette at them, watching their panicked reactions, trying to act really nonchalant about it, like he's just kind of casually waiting, but he's keeping an eye on them and an eye on you five. Everyone else is kind of keeping an eye on him specifically to see if he tries to do anything relating to them or walk up to them so they know to try to bail.
Is there a way that I could try and like? Is there like a building nearby that I could kind of like peek around a corner to like talk to the couple or something?
You could try to hide like beneath the table in front of them or whatever, or behind a little bit of cover that's nearby. But if you were to be like openly standing next to them, he could absolutely see you. So go ahead and
Okay.
make me a stealth check.
Cool. Okay. Before I talk to the bride and groom, I want to bring this up to the rest of the party. I have a bit of a crazy plan that involves two of idol. I guess. Oh wait. It involved two of Hazel, Oakley, and sorry, as I forget the third person.
It's me.
Willow, to try and disguise themselves as the bride and groom.
I
And
do
then
have
it
a
looks like
myself, and I was going to offer that.
and then it looks like
Um,
it's the two of them and the two of us, and then I guess we brought an extra person.
I have disguise self, but unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to cast it till tomorrow morning.
Well,
He
no,
also
because
knows
he
you look like
invited
Rob
you and me.
Oh, yeah.
He also is
so-
seeing us talk, right?
Oh yeah. Y-
Yeah.
So it may be more prudent for us three to offer ourselves anyhow,
He kind of puts away,
as he knows that we are now compatriots.
kind of flicks the butt of the cigarette, and
But
reaches in
then,
and
how do we make the bride and groom not have to go?
pulls out another one, snaps his fingers.
That's a little bit trickier.
This one
I
begins
do you have-
glowing with a kind of dark green ember and smoke. It's
I do have the ability to
very
give a
pungent.
sanctuary to one of you.
Sanctuary.
Okay. What about Willow and Hazel try to be the bride and groom, and then Oakley just sneaks along behind because Oakley seems to kind of be sneaky, right? That's your thing. And then even if it doesn't get as far, as long as it gets us out of town, that's better than having a fight here, right?
I think
That
so.
is better than having a fight here. I agree.
Okay. Cool. So with that in mind,
Ooh. Yeah.
Oakley, could you try and
The bride and
convince
groom
the
are
bride and groom?
Now standing up.
Oakley, quick, go tell the bride and groom to
Height
hide and
of
give us their clothes so that we can pretend to be them.
The groom
I
grabs
don't need to hide.
his bride's
Sorry.
hand and begins sprinting out of the village opposite this guy,
Oh dear God.
running off into the
I-
woods.
Does he watch them?
He watches it, takes a long drag of his cigarette, flicks it,
Okay.
and disappears.
I cast sanctuary really quick.
Okay. Let's get into initiative so you can target.
Guys, we should run after the bride and groom.
Trina.
That's fine. I cast it on the bride.
Oh, you cast it on the bride. Okay.
I don't know what sanctuary does.
Creatures have disadvantage on attacks against the creature until it attacks, basically. Cast a spell that affects an enemy or... Oh, don't join initiative. I was just doing it so he could...
Oh.
So she could target
Oh.
someone.
Oh.
Rip. I had such a good roll.
Well, I said that. I said,
Me
let me start
too.
initiative so you can target someone, and then you cast it saying you were targeting the grooms, or the bride, so it didn't matter. Also, you're too far away to cast it, because it has a range of 30 feet. And they have sprinted off into the forest, so... You still have that spell slot. And she is not warded.
Okay.
After them.
Make some
After
perception
them.
checks.
Make what checks?
Make some perception checks.
Oh yeah. Sure, I'm ready to roll another one.
You got a 12. Willa, Coyote,
Yeah, like
Hazel, Ash. Oakley, we're looking for you. Alright. So, let's take a look here. Willow, Coyote, you both. Or I guess Willow, Coyote, Ash, and Oakley, actually. Everyone but Hazel notices off in the distance a very faint dark green ember kind of off in the forest before you hear the kind of in sync footsteps of 3 people. Just 1, 2, 1, 2. Like soldiers marching in line. You see the warlock. Hand on shoulder, bride and groom,
Oh boy, have I been there.
walking his
This
way
way.
back through town, off towards his home.
As I call out to the rest of my party. This way.
I mean, at this point,
I
should we
will.
just like go after them?
They're back in town. They're just walking through. Everyone's kind of breaking away through the crowd. The warlock is paying no mind to the rest of the party guests, knowing the position that they are in and he is in. They easily break away like just like a parting crowd, and they walk on by, and the warlock turns to Kaede and Ash and says, this could have been you. And carries on his way back.
Hey, I thought he wanted us to go with him after the party.
This could still be you.
Who says we're not coming with?
Hey, who says we don't want to go to the party?
Party's right here. So he
Bring your other 3 friends.
walks his way out of town.
Who says we don't want to go to the after party?
Takes one final drag of the cigarette, throws it on the ground behind him, where it kind of erupts into a bonfire of green flame, before kind of quickly diminishing.
Green
leaving
flame!
A charred spot just in the middle of this village, just singed earth, basically. As he kind of walks past all of you. What are you doing? Now you could cast Sanctuary, because she's within 30 feet of you, Katrina. If you would like.
Too late.
Nah, he's already got her.
I mean, he hasn't attacked her yet.
Oh, that's why we're following them, right?
So, are the people... Do they look like they're walking with him because...
Insight check.
Like, do they look aware?
Make an insight check.
Willa doesn't know.
Can I do one too?
Yeah. You guys are all kind of aware of the situation, so...
Yikes.
These are some great rolls.
These are some great rolls.
13, 4, 6, 14.
14 and 13 aren't awful. It's not great, but they're not awful. Ash, Hazel, you guys kind of can very clearly tell that they are under some sort of control, that they are not exercising any of their free will at the moment.
Cool, 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 cool.
Awesome.
That.
Fantastic.
Love that.
That's the best.
So let's exercise our free will and follow the guy who is about to kill us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
We're all in unison on this wonderful decision.
okay. Well, it is 11, and I imagine you guys will be going into combat, and that will probably take a while.
Yeah, and it is busy weekend for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems like a reasonable place to call it there, as the warlock, or vampire, depending on your version of the story or whatever,
Translation.
You guys
makes
won't
his way back
receive-
to his church, to his home with the bride and groom, ever so willingly coming with him.
I wish they'd just taken like 5 more minutes to debate. I was really hoping for a good old pretend to be the bride situation.
I like that plan.
I have this
I was looking
myself.
forward to that.
Madison, do you have...
I don't know how I was going to do it.
Okay.
I really just wanted it to be like we could just negotiate them behind a corner of a building and just have the bride like throw her dress at
Is she wearing a veil?
at Hazel.
It keeps the clothes. Oh, Hazel. Hazel would have been
Yeah.
the bride and I would have been the groom.
Yeah, because you have the size self, so that you could more easily, alter the whole body appearance.
We
What's
okay.
the
What could have
command to
happened
look
is
up?
we could have
What are you trying to
had
look
a
up?
dance with the four of us.
Based
and
off
done
this
a lot of
being
twirls.
a Eastern Europe myth, or we got the note said that it was like Eastern Europe, right?
Yes,
Well-
Eastern European village.
The note didn't say it was an Eastern European village, but that's what the village looks like.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, how different does Hazel, the most generic white person, as described by Hazel, look from the rest of the people in this town?
Probably pretty similar features.
Because I think we could have gotten away with Hazel being the bride.
Especially, I gotta circle back to the veil. If there's a veil, like,
And it's dark.
I'm trying to look up Sneaker's hat.
So,
And yeah, so man, just had to be a little bit quicker.
I mean, you're right behind him. Anyway, I guess we're supposed to, when you stream, you're supposed to do like a sign off or something, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
So remember to like,
Like,
hashtag,
comment,
subscribe, ring the bell.
hit that bell.
Hold on, give me a second.
Oh
Breathe
no.
in.
Oh no.
no. We said breathe in.
Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, remember to comment, subscribe, hit the bell, notifications turned on, all that good stuff. If you want more of this, we'll be streaming Saturdays at 7 to 8, starting between 7 and 8, because who knows when all of us will actually log in time at the same time. But that's beside the point. This has been the inaugural episode of Unbranded D&D. Didn't just come up with that on the spot. I thought of that last night in bed because we didn't bother coming up with a campaign name yet. Anyway, I've been your DM, Iris, with Civil Wreckage as Hazel, Galarite as Kaede, Turn Zero Caffeinate as Oakley, the one, the only Spellblade as everybody's favorite bard, Ash, and last but certainly not least, the prissy, uptight one herself, but not the person, the character, Willow, played by Trina B. Loves You. Thank you. Good night. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Ring the bell when you want notifications when we go live.